All right, welcome everyone. Sorry for that wait. Took quite a while to get a game today, but we have got a table. Oh, I put it into normal time mode though. Whoops. Anyhow, we have a game with a slower time setting than I intended, but that's what I get for not paying attention. Anyhow, I'm playing this week with Weber. Welcome to the stream.
Hey everyone, thanks for having me.
All right, yeah. And I just realized I tend to always call you Weber, but I don't know if you have any preference.
I go by Aaron or Weber, either are fine.
Sweet. All right. So yeah, we were playing against Lord Aslan, Super Zarni, and OG ANC.
hmm
I don't really know Lord Aslan. The other two are pretty good players. Super Zarni, I think, is definitely better than his elo currently shows.
Yeah, for sure.
And otherwise, I'm excited by this game in general. I think round four trading post games are always pretty interesting. Early big
hmm
buildings are tough for a lot of factions, but late towns are always intriguing. And then a decent number of pass tiles for scoring. Um,
hmm
no trading post pass tile for scoring, which is a little bit of a bummer in a round four trading post game. But the big building tile being in with the early big building events, definitely some factions can exploit that. Shipping scoring, there's always some factions that can try to exploit it. And then dwelling scoring is
hmm
just generically good. So I don't know. What are some of your thoughts though upon looking at all that?
Well, we said before went live that part of my role is to make you not just to take different lines and not just throw in witches, but with the big building bonus in and big building in round one, the air bonuses in round six towns, it does kind of look like it could be a fun witches game. Um, it's opening stronghold. I guess the thing is like so we're missing the trading post bonus, we're missing worker power, we're missing pulp coin. That's fine. I mean, obviously the round six town event is probably the most important thing on this track. So finding I was thinking nomads actually for that, which someone has already tossed in. Um, Witches could make use of that. Uh, who else is good with round six? I mean, I don't know. I always like to try to find ways to play alchemist, but this just doesn't seem like a great
It's
track for them. It's
it's not
okay.
it's not great. It's okay. So some of the other things I think to focus on, and we do have to throw a faction in quick. There's a
hmm
couple early cult spades, but there's no past spade. There's plenty of
Right.
workers on the cults, but there's not many coins until late. So yeah, it's all of that matters a little. And I agree, the town event is big, but you still have to figure out how to score beyond that. So
hmm
um, I agree. I'm not thrilled by the choices here. To keep a friendlier
hmm
color wheel, I would tend to throw in a gray faction, but like gray or I guess gray, right? What else would you throw in?
Yeah, gray. I mean, I guess so. I mean, I would probably tend to my default here if I was just tossing something, it would be Darklings or Cultists. I mean, be perfectly fine in either of these. Um, a gray faction, I guess, would make sense, and then probably someone would toss a black faction in. I don't know what gray faction I would prefer here. Like
Yeah,
there's mid game workers. As dwarves, you're not going to ever get any of those fire workers. So maybe you get some workers in the air call. I like round six towns as gray factions. I just tend to find are not great. Like on base map, I find you sort of have two towns and you want to hit them round four or five for the
yeah.
econ boost. So, but I don't know. I guess you could try to found two towns in round six. I would
I
tend to probably throw Darklings or Cultists here, but
okay. I'm happy with either of those two. They're both very reasonable. What's your preference?
what's my preference here? Probably, uh, seems kind of boring, but probably Darklings here, I guess.
I agree. I think they have more ways to play this.
Yeah.
So the one hesitancy of why I like to throw gray is because, as people have learned by now, I like to make sure I have friendly color wheels. And if for some ungodly reason OG is about to throw in a brown faction, I'm gonna cry a little. But
Yeah.
the color wheel suggests he should just throw in something like engineers. But we'll see what he picks. I mean, Sandwich Cultist and Sandwich Darklings both can handle that better than a lot of others. But yeah, we'll see. Overall, I think the first three factions all have plenty of play.
This is the landscape's off though, right?
It is landscapes
So
off.
that's important for Swarmlings because round six towns isn't as exciting for non-landscape swarmlings. Hitting 2 towns with landscapes is fairly reasonable. Hitting two without is
So
almost is like super challenging.
I don't actually think it's that challenging.
No.
I think we've all learned the seven structure swarm leads a little too well. In the past, people would definitely push for 3 town swarm leads fairly often, and it's pretty easy to do.
Okay.
Um, you spend a lot of your extra resources instead of like advancing ship at the end of the game. You know, some of those resources are going into making the town, and it's not like super efficient, but because you're getting an extra town in a town round, it's probably fine. The trickier
Hmm.
thing is like finding the space for it. But
Right.
usually you can make that work too. So we'll see. I think the other interesting question here is what are the starting tiles going to be? Like somebody's taking the big building tile, and it's
Mm-hmm.
probably not getting past Darklings, I would guess. The priest presumably gets taken pretty early, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the start tiles after that kind of do suck as well is the one other issue here.
Yeah, because unless someone can take advantage of temp ship, two factions are going to be stuck with coins. So
I
nomads could take temp ship
yeah, I was gonna
and be
say,
perfectly happy.
I think we might see temp ship nomads. We've seen that decently often on Fire 2 stuff recently, and I think temp shipping nomads into like a decent
Mm-hmm.
number of trading posts in round 2 is actually a pretty intriguing path for them.
For sure. For sure.
Um,
Um,
but yeah, I mean, it'll partly depend on what this last faction is. Understandably, OG is thinking through this one, so.
yep. Yeah, I don't really know who I would toss in here if I was in his shoes. Track and pastels is not really how I like want to play engineers, but well, witches. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Witches are reasonable. Swarmleads can handle the sandwich better than a lot of factions, so
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't think it's too bad because Swarmleads will go way out here in the west with nomads now, at least with one of them, I would think. Swarmleads might still just go east with one of them. Yeah, and you just don't worry about network. And then witches play mostly in the center of the east. Uh, Darklings are the real interesting thing. Are they starting on C1? Probably.
Um,
Although that means a really ugly fight with nomads to B2, and if nomads are going to start on temp shipping,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, as Darklings here, I think. Oh well, there's a possibility you get the big building bonus tile, and that changes with Darklings because if you get a big building bonus tile, then I kind of
and witches might just be starting temp ship.
witches might just be starting temp ship. Because what I was gonna say is starting on E5 makes a lot of sense if you can first action dig E6 because you're gonna get leech from witches and nomads. You can still take Earth 1 if you want it because swarmlings are in the game. Only problem with that plan is if you're given the big building bonus, I kind of feel like you to try to get that out. And the only way to do that is by not really sending your priest or not using your priest as a dig. Well, you wouldn't have that.
Uh,
So
yeah, so I think Darklings are very safe. I'm tempted to bid them here. I'm curious.
yeah, I'm happy just to I would just bid Darklings a few points right now without thinking about it too much.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Super's wrong to be bidding Nomads first, though, either, to be fair, but I agree. I think regardless, Nomads and Darklings are getting bid at least like 5 points.
Right.
I'm probably quite a bit more, but I think it's very safe to just bid down Darklings and Nomads a little bit.
My tendency is normally just to overvalue the color wheel a little bit. So normally I would just like bid nomads a bunch in the situation. I've been learning that like that's not like it's more nuanced and complicated than that. And probably darklings are better, I think, than nomads here. I've made
Probably.
that mistake
eh,
before about like letting factions that are on the edge of a wheel, like swarmlings or darklings that like don't care as much, and then being like, oh, well, that's yeah.
There
So
is, so I mean, there is some real confusion in the East. If Swarmlings are going to start G6,
yep.
where do you start as Darklings and do you have to secure territory? So, like, there are some pressures on Darklings. And again, if you
Hmm.
go C1 Darklings, I think you get better Leech, but I think you probably get beat to B2. So, there are troubles in
There
Darklings
are.
game. Um,
Because correct me if I'm wrong, like if the blue faction was mermaids, mermaids don't start on D2 probably because they know darklings are just going to go to C1. But if it's swarmlings, swarmlings are fine with going D2, knowing that Darklings are going C1,
I'm assuming that we're
right?
gonna. I assume we're gonna see D2 Swarmlings. I currently am guessing that Swarmlings start at D2 and G6. That's what I think
Right.
I would do. That does
Yep.
mean witches probably are just getting the whole center town area,
Yeah, I mean, they don't.
which is nice. Chat, is Witch's Stronghold 2 dwellings a good opening? It's reasonable here. Stronghold isn't as great on this map, but yeah, there is a chance that Witches just take the Stronghold tile as well. It's very reasonable to just go Stronghold Witches. Um,
Mm, Um, yes, auction is not super speedy.
yeah, I do regret accidentally having it in normal time mode. Could be a bit of a long game, but it's my bad. And inevitably, you and I are not going to be the fastest throughout this game anyhow, so.
No.
My instincts are to continue bidding Darklings for a little bit, though. I'm just not that concerned. I am trying to figure out
Yeah.
how good Witches are. I mean, Witches in a round 6 town game, and if you're going to get an easy center town, have to be pretty good. The difficulty for me is where are Witches' other towns? But I guess there's this kind of upper right one that they probably can fly to and get to, and Nomads eventually is your neighbor, probably. And then in the east, you often can carve one somehow. So, I mean, there's a chance witches are good, but you're happy just bidding Darklings a little more with me?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Alright, I think so too. Witches in a round 6 town game? You've seen this before? Yeah, I mean, you have seen this from me. I like Witches a good bit here. Witches will really be able to exploit the round 4 trading post event.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of factions are going to want to build a temple for Air 1 in round 5 would be my guess. I think there might not be that much Water 1 pressure because of that. I think a decent number of
Right.
factions might just build trading posts into Air 1. But
Mm-hmm.
Swarmling's game plan's pretty clear, right? You open Stronghold, you hit a Sanctuary in round 3, you
Mm-hmm.
take probably Water 1, Air 1, although you might take Earth 1 this game if you're going to build another town. But
Another
anyhow,
town.
what are you feeling for the bid here?
Um, I probably another point on Darklings. I think Darklings, my guess here, are a few points better than Nomads, and Nomads are probably, I don't know, several points better than Witches.
Yeah, I'm not that sad about witches. I'm not sure I'm that sad about swarmlings too. So the other thing I've been trying to think through is the cult game. And
Yeah.
and I mean Darklings are not going to send many priests to the cults this game. Maybe they send a priest in round 1 and open fire one, and maybe they eventually send one to water, but like Darklings are not going to do much on the cults.
No.
Witches will probably try to win air. Nomads probably try to win one cult, but I think Swarmlanes have a pretty clear like 2 cult wins, 2 seconds type game in them.
Mm-hmm.
Swarmlanes will wind up building one early town, but I think you probably can play Swarmlanes to aim for 2 late towns still.
Really?
I think so. I broadly, basically, I guess what I'm saying is I actually think this matchup is probably fairly even. I don't
Yeah.
I don't think any of these factions have too many problems. The bigger issue for Swarmlades, I think, is that everybody wants the big building tile and there's no trading post tile.
Yeah, for sure.
I think those are actually the bigger concerns for Swarmlades here. So I'm not saying that we take them anytime too soon. I don't think I want to bid Darklings here. Personally
I'm Nomad.
I'm on Nomads or Witches.
Yeah, I'd be on Team Nomads here for
Okay,
sure.
I'll go Nomads.
Yeah,
Uh,
Darklings have problems here. Like they'll do fine, and things can like they might get a Sanctuary round 1, which is awesome, and they might even get the big building pass. Like there's good stuff, obviously this game, but there's definitely a bunch of problems, endless problems that I just see for them on this map.
for who?
Setup for Darklings. For Darklings.
There's a decent number of problems, I agree. So one of the things is like with swarming to the game, you'd like to connect, but connection through the north is very uncertain with yellow and green.
Yeah.
Um, the more I kind of look at it, like I think Darklings are pretty good, but yeah, I agree. I'm not thrilled about playing Darklings. Nomads I like, but there is a little concern about where exactly your towns come. I think you probably are trying to get a stronghold this game as nomads. Um,
Mm. I could be wrong, but I mean, anytime I see like round three big building and there's a big building bonus tile in the game, and I'm playing nomads and it's round six, yeah, round six towns, that says stronghold to me, just because
I agree. Yeah,
it's so much easier to carve out town space and mess with people a little bit towards the end. Like,
nomads or
yeah.
witches here. What would you be doing?
Um, I'd probably put another point on nomads.
All right, I'm open to that. I'd be thinking real hard about Team Witches.
Yeah,
But so the one way that Team Witches, the thing is, I might be looking at the upside a little too much. The big concern, I think, is I don't know how much to trust Lord Aslan, and if Lord Aslan winds up on Team Swarmlings and starts D5, then
yeah.
I'm very much sadder about my Witches pick, or much sadder. But anyhow, Nomads and Darklings equal. I probably would be going Witches here,
Yeah,
but
I'd be going witches here.
all right,
Yeah.
let's do it. Having 10 points on Darklings and Nomads in a round 6 town game feels like there's definitely some ways the game breaks for witches to just win.
For me, like I would normally bid down nomads and darklings in this setup a little bit more than I actually think that they're worth, just because I feel like personally I can play nomads and darklings better. So I would put it off and then eventually be like, okay, this is ridiculous. Like I have to take witches here at
Yeah.
30, obviously. I don't know. Like I find with witches, one of my problems is I don't prioritize the right hexes. It's not obvious to me. Like carving out three towns is pretty challenging for me as witches, and sometimes I find I even have to do pretty messy stuff to get to. I don't know. I played enough witches games. I just dig the wrong hexes or something. I don't know
That's
what I
fair.
do wrong, but
They can be surprisingly tricky. Responding to chat, I do think this is probably a game where you just take the big building tile because everybody else wants it, and you just open stronghold witches and
Mhm.
be happy about it. But I'm not sure yet because you can also just open temp shipping witches and be pretty happy. So
I think yeah, the way I would decide that is like once the opening placements have been made, it depends on who's playing Darklings to some degree and what their opening placements are. And if I feel like they can get a sanctuary, then I probably would take the big building tile.
yeah. Anyhow, we do have a bid here again.
Oh, I'm happy to go point on witches here,
All right.
and then probably back to. I don't really honestly know if I guess if I prefer Darklings over Nomads here, I guess I probably do, but I'm not sure it's by that much. Like I'd be happy to jump back to either. Gosh, probably another point on witches.
All right. I kind of
I'm being
agree.
inconsistent.
I agree. The bidding's very hard. So the more I keep looking at Darkling's positions, I think the dream is yeah, like you open Sanctuary, but I don't think that's happening. So
Well, see, I think Sanctuary is happening if you go if it's C1 D2 D3 and then Nomads will beat you to B2. So you get your Sanctuary and then
but
it's
then
stranded or it's part of a stupid
yes.
town with bridges and it's so I think
Yes.
that's the thing. You either get a Sanctuary and a ton of Leech and then you have a nightmare to deal with, or things are nice for you on the map. People aren't in your face immediately, but then you don't get a Sanctuary. And so I think those are probably the two openings here.
Uh Responding to chat quick, I do love me a Witch's Stronghold plus Temple opening. It's a little harder to pull off in Force Seat because you tend to need a Worker's power action and you kind of want a Coin's power action, so you need a lot of Leech and you need power actions. But oh, I do love if you could pull off a Stronghold plus Temple opening. More realistically here, bid wise, yeah, things are close. Like the more I look at Witches, I like it, but I'm very nervous because I think Swarmlings could mess it up. Um, Darklings, I agree. I'm not totally sure. Like I think you probably just settle for Darklings and you kind of like you probably just open like Temple and a dwelling or two and you delay the Sanctuary until round 3 probably. Um but it just doesn't feel incredible then, so I don't know how much I want to
No.
pay for it.
It also really depends because if witches do open temp ship, then you're getting the sanctuary bonus, which is kind of perfect because then nomads aren't temp shipping. So there's actually a chance that you can
Yeah,
beat
that's true.
nomads to, you know what I mean? I
So
don't know.
so we bid Darklings. There's still just plenty of upside here.
Yeah, I would another point on Darklings and spend the rest of the time of this auction waffling between whether I prefer Darklings or Nomads.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I think I kind of am on board with Darklings and Nomads are about equal. Witches are a couple points behind them, and then the real question is at what point do I take Swarmlings? I don't know. But it sounds like we
Um,
agree to probably go Nomads here.
yeah, Nomads. Um, I mean, there isn't a 15-point difference between Nomads and Swarmlings, correct? Or is there? Because there's no trading post bonus in. If
There
the
might.
trading post bonus was in, everyone would be jumping at Swarmlings here. This looks like a pretty good track, right? Like two big building events, round fives when they want to build their next temple.
I
They've got a couple trading post events.
I
Like
I
that
I
looks good.
I was about to say. I mean, the track reads for Swarmlings pretty clearly. Yeah, 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3 plus 4, and then at least one town and maybe two. So I agree. The track is totally reasonable. The pass tiles are okay. Um, the cult rewards are kind of what Swarmlings need early, a bunch of workers in spades,
Yeah.
because they tend to produce plenty of coins. The leech should be honestly like almost too much, is my guess.
Hmm.
Like, um, and the cults are still very good. So like, I agree. Like, I'm Swarmlings, I think are still going to be quite good. I just don't know when you go for them yet.
Yeah. So would you rather Nomads or Darklings here? I'd probably take another tick off either.
I
Or maybe back
probably,
on the Witches
I was
early
just,
now because you're 7
I
points.
I was to say I'd probably go one on witches here, but
Yeah, fair enough. Yep. I think
we
I'm on like 6 points.
I, I
6 points.
I was gonna say I mean we're literally yeah we went to Darklings, bid them down one, Nomads down one, Witches down one. Like it's fine. Yeah, I don't know. I'm
My
Swarmlings
best
are
guess is like 2 more points off of Nomads and Darklings. Before I was in a position to bid Nomads down to 15, I would probably jump to Swarmlings. So I guess I'm saying 16, 16,
yeah.
22, 30.
So I was gonna say let's just continue the cycle. I go back one on Darklings here.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I agreed. I think I pretty much we hit Darklings, then Nomads, then Witches, and then if we're still bidding, I probably take Swarmlings at that point. Although is eight well okay. Lord Aslan's sticking with Dark Lynchers is fine. I think I just spin Nomads here then.
Yeah, take a point off Nomads.
I think there's still enough reasons to want Nomads. And then Witches?
Are we going to?
Or you just want Swarmlings here. Or you're not convinced.
It also just depends on opening placement so much. That's why it's so hard. Uh,
I will admit Swarmlings are not getting a great start tile. They're probably getting Cult Coin, which does give them a worker though, so like it's actually not that
yeah.
bad. But
Uh,
Snellman says Swarmling Ghostly. Interesting. I don't know how much it undervalues them. It undervalues them, but I also don't know how much I trust those statistics because this matchup's not super common. But
here I would bid Darklings, but I understand if like I think witches are probably uh worth a bid, but with my own personal handicap, I would bid Darklings,
okay,
even though I
but
know it's
but
probably
but
objectively the
but
incorrect
to
bid.
be clear, we kept bidding witch like we just bid witches before in this position.
It's true. Fair enough. Yeah, 6 points. We're keeping it consistent. I like to keep things inconsistent. I'm a
Ah,
logical
yeah,
person.
yeah. No, that's fair. Look, things constantly evolve during the auction. It's not that easy to like keep like yeah. It's fine.
Maybe
Uh,
Swarmlings are just a good deal here.
I think Swirlies are quite a good deal. I might have taken them there. I think witches still have a lot of value though potentially. Again, if witches manage to hit three towns, I think they're a good deal. And they probably do. But personally, I'm taking Swirlies here. But I understand if you are not okay with that yet.
No, I'd take Swarmlings here at this point.
I
If I saw a better, if I knew where starting placements were with Darklings or something, I'd be happy to actually bid them down a few points further. But there's too much volatility here. I think Swarmlings are fairly safe
I
or
think so
safer.
too. I think there's enough here. The tricky part is going to be trying to see if we can actually get the two towns in round six. But I think we probably can. Uh,
My thought here is open on D2 and then wait what the table does. But I'm interested to know. That's what I would do here. Is I would just plop one on D2 and then
yeah,
wait to see how things break.
I very much agree. That's
Okay.
yeah. I agree. I think we're
And then
always at D2.
I'd look at, are
The
Darklings getting a sanctuary? Do I want to mess with witches on D5? Is that awful? Does G6 seem reasonable? Like, I guess it's either D5 or G6.
It's probably G6 is my opinion.
Probably G6.
I hate this D5 placement in general because it tends to
Yeah.
be that you need bridges and you have to usually prioritize the digs in really annoying ways. And if Darklings are going to start there, I feel pretty compelled to make sure that I'm the one blocking off G6 now.
Yeah.
Unless Darklings are going double east, in which case I might not start in the east because God,
Oh.
there's not enough room if that happens. And Lord Aslan might be one of those players.
I used to see Stormlink's players place D2 H2. Is that when landscapes are in on base map? Is that when that makes more sense? Because then you can mega town down there.
I
Whoa,
think
it's
it's
quite
just
dark.
weaker players use like you can
Oh,
be
okay,
very
fair enough.
isolationist to start H2, but so anyhow my plan is to get a town somewhere around D2 and temp ship or ship down to H2 is our late game town. So our three
Yes.
towns, I personally would start G6 here. It
Yes, me
annoys
too. Yep.
Darklings, it annoys Witches, it does everything. I don't need the leech. We're
Yep.
not gonna get as much leech as I thought
Oh, interesting.
actually though, because Darklings actually so yeah actually now with this, actually, the other town's going to be in the north because we should be able to get A1 through A4 for our town late game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then G6 is probably the sanctuary town. It just needs 3 hexes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah, sorry, I know you agree we take G6.
I agree we take G6, and this isn't in some regards as ideal. I don't know if I wanted Darkling C1 there or not. I guess
I kind of
uh,
did. I kind of
kind
like
of
the
did, I
leech,
guess.
but
Yeah.
this is okay. It looks to me like witches are probably taking the big building tile. If you were temp shipping, I think you probably start C4. Um,
So
but I'm
why is that? Because from E9 you can single spade C5, so I never really understand the difference.
Well,
Because then
so it depends on if you want to commit to a spade in round one or not. The upshot of starting on C4 is you could just open Temple 3 dwellings and not use your power on anything.
oh yeah.
Now, if
Right.
you're gonna go full dwelling rush or something, so
Yeah,
it depends
trading
on your
posts into a
opening.
single spade, that kind
But
of situation.
here, I think if you're temp shipping, your probably goal is to just open Temple plus some dwellings. So, and in this matchup, well, I guess now that I started the East, there is a little pressure on E9 because we could have tried to like blitz witches there, but this Darkling's placement is the most interesting wrinkle thus far. This does not seem very good to me.
Yeah, I don't really get the benefit of H5. I mean, it doesn't help with connections a ton. I mean, you still like Darkling's connection is.
So crazy crocodile. I like witches a good bit, but my concern with witches was number one, I did not know who was taking swarm lanes, and I don't trust other swarm lanes players to not go on D5. D5 is like a very common hex for a lot of swarm lanes players. I think it's pretty bad because it requires you to bridge early and to like really fight for hexes, especially if we get a stronghold witches. It just puts so much pressure on your game that I don't have anymore. Like we have a lot more flexibility now. Um, but anyhow, I think D5 Swarmlanes makes a big deal for witches. I also think East Swarmlanes makes some difference. And then it also for witches, it depended a lot. Like I think Darklings could have played a B5 game. Uh, Basically, I think if witches hit 3 towns, they're competitive. But I don't know if they're going to get 3 towns easily this game. There's a lot of fighting for town space, especially if nomads are going to go for a kind of early stronghold. Nomads could start B4. Like
Yeah, they could totally. But I mean, other than that, other than Nomad starting B4, I mean, witches and perhaps I mean I just don't understand the faction I guess as well on this map. But looking at the setup, I would have thought this kind of looked kind of strong. Like we're
I
not taking F6, Darklings aren't taking D7, so they've
wit
got an
wit
expensive
it
town sort of there.
there
Like they got the whole center.
there's a definite chance that everybody in this auction underbid witches. I'm not convinced yet. The thing is, I'm pretty sure that Swarmlanes with a 14 victory point edge on Darklings and Nomads is a deal. I feel pretty good about that. Um, I'm less sure about 9 points versus witches is going to be enough. Um,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, and I think you just said this a minute ago. Part of my hesitation was with witches is I just see D5 Swarmlings played, and so if I place F4 and someone
I
goes D5 and then nomads go B4, it's like okay, now I want 15 more points before I take witches in that setup or something. But
Yeah,
um,
there's yeah, I just think there's a decent number of ways it could get ugly for witches.
hmm,
And maybe none of it will, but honestly, even in an ideal witches game, I think the track is not incredible for them. It's fine, but like I don't think witches are likely to get a stronghold and a sanctuary in round 1 and 3. So I would not expect that. Witches will
right,
probably hit the trading post event pretty hard. They'll hit the temple, but like no early dwelling event I think is a bummer for them. The pastels are
right.
okay, but if you're going to open stronghold witches, you're not going to be shipping much. So you really mostly want the dwelling tile, and then the stronghold tile is okay. But anyhow, we do get big building witches. We did get B4 nomads. I think that
So
was
Darklings, unless they're doing something fancy with temp ship, which I don't see it, I assume they just go priest here, which means nomads are super happy with temp ship, and then we get. I tend to jump on 6 coins before call coins early, but I guess with Swarmlings, we get an extra worker
correct.
out of it
So
on fire, and also it gives us tempo control. I think it just, as long as we're willing to give up those 2 coins and a worker, it might increase our chances of getting witches bonus tile.
yeah, I'm not even sure how badly we want witches bonus tile for round 2 though, right? Like the real dream is to get it on
Okay.
round you like I think the real dream this game is well, I guess the real dream is to get it round 2, 4,
Two
and
and
6.
Sanctuary.
Like,
Yeah.
well, I don't even. That's what I mean. I actually don't know how much you want to hit Sanctuary in 2. Like, it's good, but hitting Sanctuary in 3 is like hitting like I think the like we'll see how it plays out. But I think if there's a world where Swarmleads could just get the big building tile in round 3 and Sanctuary round 3, that's also just very good.
Right.
Um, so we'll see. But yeah, it is Priest Darklings. I would assume Temp Ship Nomads, but
Oh
I mean,
yeah, it's
it
so good
is.
here.
So yeah, I definitely would take the cult coin because the extra worker here
Yeah.
is very good. So
Yep.
all right,
Cult coins.
the
I would
only
take cult coins.
option the only option really is upgrade D2.
Yep, absolutely D2. So we upgrade D2, and then possibly on our second turn we can consider. So let's talk about power action. So I don't know Swarmling's math. Like I can't just do it in my head. Here, based on the track, are you looking at Stronghold Temple or taking spades and going like Stronghold, ending Stronghold Trading Post dwelling or something, or two dwellings you can get out round one, or taking a priest to fire? Like what are you thinking for power actions?
Priest to Fire is very tempting. I think just getting Double Dig is quite good if that's somehow offered, but I'm not expecting it because I'm expecting Nomads to basically go trading. Like I think nomads are probably just trading post into like a mini dwelling rush and taking double dig next like action, but I don't know for sure. I don't know where nomads upgrade next to. They could choose witches, they could choose us. I would hope that it's us, but anyhow, my priority my preference would be to just get double dig because the one thing that we
Right.
don't have clear is spades. And hard digging is very painful. So we need to get a spade at the very least in round 2 if we don't get it in round 1. Um,
Hmm.
I don't love taking single dig, but it's an potential option here. But yeah, I think priest to fire is pretty good. Uh, but yeah, like again, our leech depends a little too. So like nomads do upgrade next to us. I think that's good
Yeah.
news for.
I think that makes sense too. I mean, unless you're opening Stronghold, I think they want their temple on D3. And if I'm Nomads, I'd rather give Swarmlings power than other factions.
I
I don't know
agree.
if that's correct, but I always treat Swarmlings as sort of the opposite of engineers. They do less with with stuff. So
Yeah, I
if
I
you get power, give it to Swarmlings.
I think I would have done the same thing here. But I mean, nomads might want their sanctuary town in the center too, although I guess yeah, with Darkling's not on E5, it's
Yeah.
probably fine. I'm not sure. We'll see. Um,
We're also not, unless if we really want double dig, then the move is when it comes back to us, we just use our call bump on fire to force Swarmlings or to force Nomads to go before us.
yeah,
Oh
actually,
no,
no,
there's
no,
double dig.
yeah,
There's
no,
double dig.
Witches just got the power actually. So yeah, I think we just go stronghold
Okay.
unless you have, I mean, I guess we could take
Well,
single spade or priest, but I guess at this point I'm slightly maximizing leech because I think I do still want more.
yeah, if we upgrade to stronghold, then we get more leech if nomads put a spade on e3, which I don't know that they will this turn, but
I don't.
I
It seems like they're just gonna take double dig, but maybe they just go temple. Like it's hard to say. I
yeah, the only other
guess.
consideration here is if we know that nomads are going to take double dig, do we force them to like go next turn when they have to burn off half their tokens versus giving them an extra two to work with?
Oh,
But I don't know. And the only reason I'd consider that is because I assume his spades are going on like G2, B2 probably because he has temp shift. Now
so
one of them might go
the
E3 and then we'd be losing out on like
the one
extra leech.
the one other reason I'm kind of wanting to rush stronghold here is purely because I think there's a chance. I think there's a chance that Darklings are gonna dig the hex next to us and try to build on it. Although actually, they really want a workers action, and they're not even gonna get leech. Anyhow, my part of my point is I was trying to rush upgrading G6 to the trading post because I think we might get leech around there as well.
Fair enough. Then I'm happy just to go D2 stronghold.
Okay, yeah, your idea of harming Nomad's power tokens is
Once I knew I couldn't take double dig, that's about the extent that I play like aggro in this game is little like petty things like that that people may or may not notice. Um,
uh I
yeah.
I think thinking about that is definitely intriguing. Oh, Super
Okay.
is not gonna fully use the temp ship. That's fun.
Which, yeah, I kind of get it. I mean, this is more power, and it also means that he can just go temple and like if you dig on G2, then
Yeah,
you need to kind
that's
of D rush, and so you don't get a temple. So I
uh,
assume he just like temples for Earth 1, builds on B2, A5, gets more leech from witches. Life is good.
yeah. I'm assuming this is Earth One Darklings, although I might
I mean,
actually I might go like I don't know, it's a little awkward. Like he really wants a workers action, I think, and just builds dwellings. So like we'll see. Yeah, he does just go Earth
ugh,
One. It doesn't look like Darklings are gonna have a good start or game
no.
here, and it's a lot of because I think this is just a very questionable starting hex. He just needs a little leech, and his game would be so much better.
If I was Darklings there, I would have sent a priest to something, probably to fire, I guess. There's nothing in
I
Earth, which
just
is kind
go
of
fire.
annoying.
I thought Darklings might
And
send
just
priest and go fire
and
one.
also just to try to get a workers action. Like in this board state at my TP, like you upgrade your TP to try to get leech. That didn't happen. No one's building next to me, so I just priest a fire, then to give myself enough power to take workers, and then decide on favorite tile, which probably at that point is just fire one,
Yeah, it's fair.
and then something like that. But anyhow,
Single dig does go away, and sadly, I not quite in time to get the extra power that I was hoping for, but that's okay.
so here I would see this is the only annoying thing about this. Well, actually, it's not that annoying. If we take a priest here, probably Darklings will send one to fire because I don't know. They
Uh,
probably want cults,
it's
but then we just send ours to air.
we get the first priest air, which I think's possibly even better. Yeah.
So that's what I would do
I
here personally: is take a priest, send it to fire. If not fire, then air, and then after that TP, and then temple for water one. But that's
yeah.
that's my thoughts.
I agree with most of that. The thing I think I'm going to disagree on is I think this is an Earth One Swarmlings game,
Really?
if we're allowed to. Well, so we haven't built any dwellings yet, and I continue to believe in the we can make 3 towns, which means 11 structures. So it's an 18-point Earth One that probably annoys other people more than us taking Water One, and then we take Water One in round 3.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that makes sense.
I mean, we'll see, but that would be my instincts. Because the other great part about that is we already were talking about wanting to build a temple in 5 then, and saving air 1 for temple in 5 is also like very good
Right. So we're not
synergy.
just taking like a cult step or something.
Yeah, otherwise we're taking a 3 step, which is fine. Like those have value, but
Yeah.
the idea of going Earth 1, Water 1, Air 1 looks, I think, quite strong. If we're allowed to. I'm not sure we're getting Earth One, but I think we can. I think witches are going Stronghold, presumably, right? Like I think that's the assumption still here.
Yeah.
You've never seen digging swarms, but can it ever work? Absolutely. So
What?
swarmlings, wow, darklings pass. They don't even invest any of their priests.
No. Oh. That
Well,
breaks my heart.
yeah, that's
Why
not.
didn't they take workers? They could have end temple free dwellings. So good.
I nobody can explain that. Yeah,
Oh
that's
no.
that was very not good. Uh,
So is priest of fire here again? And this is where I'm a little rusty on math. It like air is obviously better, but do we want 2 workers next turn? Is that really
the only reason we're gonna want that is if we have to hard dig, which
could happen?
probably won't. I mean, it looks like witches aren't gonna have enough power to take a spade, so I think we could just get single dig next round. I would like double dig next round. I think. I
Oh,
think.
we definitely get double dig. No one has power here. Like, there's only 3 power to pass on to, even if witches jump on temp ship, that's 5 extra.
Yeah.
Like,
So
no, we
so
have double dig.
and so then we'll have 4 workers, which is perfect to just build 2 dwellings. So
Right.
I think I said priest to air. I think that's
Fair
just
enough.
more important.
Assuming, yeah, I guess so, yeah, because then nomads presumably would have taken it from.
I
They're the only other
Oh,
priest.
yeah, that's true though. Yeah. Oh well, this is fine. Um
Yeah.
Anyhow, so Swarmlings are a very interesting faction, so we should hit this. But one of the interesting things about Swarmlings is they struggle to make points, and so digging upgrades are actually some of their best resource to points conversions. Because all their buildings are more expensive,
Mhm.
you kind of you don't make that many points by building stuff.
Right.
So upgrading dig's quite good. But anyhow, save power for round 2 double dig. Yes, that's the plan. You're amazed that I don't play with income tooltips on. Again, people who've watched this stream enough know that I am weirdly a curmudgeon about them.
Hmm. Which I understand. If I was better at the game, I probably would be too. But I just will pretty much take any handicap I can get.
I mean,
And
on some
I
level,
feel slightly guilty about it,
you
except for I
you
do play
you
with a lot of high level players. So I'm like, actually, I don't care. I'll take whatever the game can throw at me to help me win.
you should. It's fine. It's part of the game now. Like they got. You don't understand Darklings? Yeah, Chris Ho. Nobody
No, it's not a
understands
great game.
Darklings. They could have taken workers and built 2 dwellings. Like they could have
Would have
at
been
least.
so good.
They could have done almost anything, and they're dead in the water now.
Yeah.
Nobody understands Chris Ho. Nobody understands. Like
They
none
could
of.
have sent Priest
Remember,
of Fire, Open Fire 1, and Temple 2 dwellings. They could have just gone Temple 3 dwellings, passed for some coins or something. Yeah, there's so many
it
good things they could have done. But
it was quite bad, but oh well. Like whatever. These things happen. But yeah, it's.
um
Uh,
oh, we get the big building bonus next turn. Do you
yeah.
want it?
Well,
Yeah,
so that's the next question we're gonna have to grapple with.
okay.
Probably,
I
probably.
don't see any other pass tile. Like
Correct.
I'm
That's
interested what you're thinking because there isn't a thought in my mind.
the
Just
the only thing I'm debating is if there's somehow a way that we could have a fast enough round to just get onto it in round 3, because I just don't think
uh,
I'm building Sanctuary next round. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we're supposed to just suck it up and build Sanctuary next round anyhow.
oh,
Um,
poor us building a sanctuary in round 2. That's I don't know. I don't think we have to feel too. I guess it doesn't play the track, and you're supposed to do that.
Chris Ho, it did not hurt us that he passed. I mean, we probably would have got a little leech from Darklings, but I don't like whatever. Like I don't care that Darklings passed beyond the fact that he's just like making this game very funky by making what I think are questionable decisions. But whatever. Like that's part of how games go. Sorry,
No, we just
Weber.
go
I'm
Temple for Earth 1. Yeah, no, this was an autopilot. You did Trading Post, you did a Cult Pump on Fire to get the extra worker. You're going Temple for Earth 1 here. I'm
I
completely on board.
You're on board with the Earth one. You agree with this
Yep.
idea of Earth one, Water one, Air one swarms.
Yes, that
Okay.
was the probably the first thing that we disagreed with. That I think your line is better, and I just wouldn't have caught that. Yeah.
Okay. Anyhow, I think I agree that we just pass for the big building tile. I don't think we're likely to go sanctuary because I think we're taking double dig, and then we would probably need to get a coins action on top of that, which seems
Oh yeah.
unlikely.
Yeah.
But I think that's fine. 4 power and 4 points and 2 workers. The 2 workers will be helpful for the round 3 sanctuary at least. The other tiles are absolute dumpster fire trash for us. So.
We'd also be short a worker if we wanted to go Sanctuary Dwelling. Yeah.
Well, we could use a priest as a worker. I
Oh,
don't.
it seems gross.
it is a bit, but it's not it wouldn't be that bad.
No conversions. Yeah, like taking two spades, getting out two dwellings and a trading post and a priest two. Uh, but here's a question: since okay, sorry, too many things. Are we rushing two keys here at some point, or do we take? We're founding a town early, not in round six. Soon.
Yes.
Okay, so we're getting double dig here. Do we go H7 to I10 to get that, or do we double dig C1 D1 and then our cult spade goes on
Y-
G5 and then we secure it before witches dig it? Like I'm just trying to think through.
m-
We have a cult
m-
spade coming at the end of this round, so I'm just trying to like plan that out in my
m-
head a bit.
My my instincts were to take C1 or yeah, I think we should take C1 D1 and then we cult dig E1 and we just get
Oh, of
around we
course,
get a round 3 two key town.
of course, E1. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um and then the east is just there's so many ways to get this sanctuary town. And then round 4, I think the goal is to temp ship up to like A3 before witches would ever fly up there.
Hmm,
Because I think these northern hexes are still where the third town goes that I really want to build.
yep, I think that
Um,
makes sense.
so I think that's the game plan. So yeah, I partly would like to take double dig here, just in the crazy world where witches are thinking about flying to D1. It seems bad to me, but
Oh,
it would cause significant pains for us.
okay, that's fair. I would have first action priest to water, but you're totally right that some players just do annoying things.
Is there concern about witches flying to I-11? There wasn't, but maybe there should be. That also sounds a bit annoying. Um, wow, Darkleid's just advanced ship first action? Okay. Let's put me fully on board of I do not understand what this Darklings player is doing, but it is a concern because it kind of looks like Darklings are gonna make this whole sanctuary town much more of a pain than I thought. So maybe the digs are gonna go somewhere else.
Wait, what? I don't understand what you're talking about. This sanctuary town
Or
more pain.
okay. So in the east, I think we have to be worried about Darklings now. Darklings might be choosing to double dig G4 and build G5
Oh,
as their two actions this round.
huh. Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah, yeah, it
Do
would be.
we double dig D1 and G5? It seems.
I don't really want G5, so I mean, we could just trust that the witches have no interest in D1, and we could just double dig.
Oh, because
Uh,
you only want three structures down there, of course. We don't want G5 at all.
yeah.
So our only concern is that if Darklings get up to G5 this turn and we don't have
Uh,
tempo on taking
e-
H7 with a double dig. Yeah.
yes, yes, that is my concern.
I mean, having said that, and not that this is makes it safer, but Darklings do that. They only have one priest next turn because they're not getting out of Sanctuary, so they can either have H7 or F7 their choice. So we could dig up to E11. Seems like a very sketchy backup. Yeah, that's not a good backup. I mean, this Darkling player might take single spade this turn. I have no idea what they're up to. They don't have any workers, but
Yeah, it's definitely intriguing thus far. It's not an opening I would have gone for. It doesn't seem correct, and yet I've tried to remind myself that the game is fluky and different, and sometimes people are doing things I wouldn't expect, and it turns out better than I'd think. So we'll continue to see.
we would still get a town next turn though. Because this, if we double dug H7 and build H7 I10, I guess the downside to that is not securing D1.
Correct. I just don't think witches are a very good player. I don't think they're going to come over to D1. It doesn't provide them much, but
Now you've got me all paranoid. I don't know.
I'm paranoid. The other fun thing that Chris Ho is suggesting might be a possibility in chat is that we could try to send a priest to air and get another priest to air this round. But I think that's probably too greedy. I'm not sure we're going to get two priest actions. Or not two priest. We would need a priest action and double dig. Like, it's possible, but we would need a bit more leech, and I'm not sure it's coming.
Yeah, we'd need a 2-for-1.
Uh,
We'd need
yeah,
2 power.
I don't know where to double dig. I think
I
I
think probably. I mean, what else is Darklings doing with their shipping other than coming to G4?
that's kind of my problem. I
So,
agree. I think they're coming.
right?
I think they
So I,
have
I
to be.
think we have to, and we can't single dig H7 to black. That's obviously terrible. So I think we have to double dig H7
And
and take
build.
H7 and I10 this turn. And then if witches build on D1, then we just have annoying, an
We have a
annoying double dig on E2 at some point. We lose a spade.
yes. Yep, I agree.
Okay, I think that's, yeah. So we do this. Both of our towns are fine. We might lose a spade if witches do something really terrible.
We do need some coins. But hopefully we can just get a coins action next round. Um, or we can pass on to a coin style. But
So in terms of, we send our priest to earth or fire, whatever's available, because it gives us 3 power. And
oh, I see, Chris Ho. You guys are right. Okay, we could have sent priest to air, bought the priest, sent it to air, still got a double dig.
could we have? I thought I counted. I
We
trust
would have
their
had
math.
we would have
But...
had enough. We would have had to burn down to 6 power tokens, but the danger is if Darklings or anybody,
Right.
yeah. Uh, the danger with that line is uh other stuff. Are we gonna see 4 town swarm lanes? No, very
No.
unlikely. 4 town swarm lanes, for the record, is like conceivable, but you have to be super precise about where you're placing everything, and you probably need to go at least an economy favor early, or
Yeah,
get
we
more
just
leech
need
than this.
landscape swarmlings with one everything together in one big mega town and Earth 2 or something.
All right, Darklings did advance ship again. I think they gotta just be building these 2 hexes then. Like, I think they're still largely doing what I was suggesting, but again, who knows?
Oh, so now it's F5 G5?
I would think, but again, like at this point, who can predict? Like I don't. Investing in early shipping with Darklings with these starting
Oh,
spots is very
so painful.
questionable. If this was C1 Darklings and he was advancing ship twice, I would say fine, maybe. Although again, he would never connect through the north, so I don't know. Anyhow, the good news is I think it unlikely witches are going to fly to D1, and we can just cult spade D1. Life should be fine. Uh, but
Yeah.
um, yeah. I do think the next move here is priest to. Well, actually, no, it's not. No, sorry, that's not priest. What am I talking about? It's build. Darklings have 2 shipping. I'm
Oh,
not.
of course.
I'm not watching them take this hex away from us for some ungodly reason. Then it's priest to a cult track if we're able to. But all right, witches do just fly somewhere else. All the big concerns are abated for now.
So there's one more. Okay, I assume this priest is being used to dig.
You would think Darklings are gonna dig, and then I think we just said priest to earth or fire. I don't actually care which.
You know, I don't know. Unless he upgrades ship again and passes on to the ship BP, is he one of those players? I
I
don't know.
I don't know. Like you would think he's gonna build 2 dwellings. It would make so much sense. He takes the coins. That's fine. That's very reasonable.
Okay. Yes.
They could take I-10. Oh yeah, okay, that was the warning. That's yeah, okay. I responded to that. Yeah. Okay, anyhow, the answer, everybody, is we managed to secure all the hexes I was paranoid about. Because witches can't fly before we can just cult dig D1. There is a little pressure. Oh god, okay, new pressure actually that we have to discuss though. If we cult dig D1 and nomads do go stronghold next round, then C1 is under threat. But I don't know. I don't know how much we can worry about all the threats, I guess.
I mean, the downside to D1 is we lose a spade, right? Because E2 is a double dig and does the same thing for us. So if C1's more of a disaster, then and it's probably more likely that nomads would take that with their sandstorm. I mean, why wouldn't they?
Well, because they have so many other things to worry about sandstorming. But yeah.
Yes.
So I mean the other option is even if we do even if we do take D1, another option is to go E1 F1 and then
The
ship
southern town.
to H2. Yeah.
Yeah.
The trickier part about that is the really tough part about that line is you have to build the dwellings, and so then one of them often becomes a trading post before you want it to, and you make a town before round 6. That's the big issue.
Mhm.
Anyhow, sorry, I'm gonna do the free trading post upgrade, I think, before sending a priest off.
It
Actually, Nomad's gone to the ship scoring too. That's encouraging, I think.
Upgrading to the trading post on H7 would mean we might end up with a 4 for 3 here as opposed to a 3 for 2. I don't know which we prefer.
I would prefer 3 for 2, I think, but I'm
But we have
curious.
to do both anyhow. We can't stall. Like even if Darklings do come to G5, it's going to take them 2 turns, and we have to do 2 things before them. So, oh, unless you just want to upgrade I10,
Yeah,
then
that's what I'm
upgrade
saying.
I10,
Just
and then
upgrade
priest to
I10.
whatever.
Yeah. I think I upgrade
Okay.
I10.
hmm
Okay.
And then priest to earth, priest to fire. I don't think it much matters. There's slightly more competition on earth currently. No.
Yeah, the one other thought is if we don't even send the priest, the main reason for doing that is that we can pass on to 5 coins at a cult step, and we might get a coins action that we need. But I guess witches are passing. Never mind, witches are passing right now.
Yeah, and we don't have the power.
Oof, our pass is going to be poorly timed then. That's unfortunate.
Can you explain that a bit?
So it looks like witches pass here, and if they pass for cult coins, we're in trouble. Because we'll send a priest to a cult, Darklings will build their dwelling, and then we have to pass, and our pass child choices are going to be a priest, dwelling scoring, or temp ship, which is not what we're looking for.
Yeah.
We really want coins for the sanctuary, which is pretty expensive. And yeah, I don't think we're gonna get good coins on the pass, and I don't think we're gonna get a coins power action. I think if no, I think
Well,
no, I think nomads are pretty likely to just take coins, even with Fire 1. If they're trying to go shipping or stronghold, they need coins. And witches with air 2 will take coins. So yeah, we have some coin problems, but
we do, but we can do free power conversions, and I think we'll have enough if we priest to earth, priest to fire next turn, and end up on the dwelling bonus. I realize it's not ideal, but I think that's enough power and coins.
I agree. We'll find the coins. It's not ideal, but we'll do it. Anyhow, yeah, I agree with Priest to Earth here, I think.
Yep, priest to earth.
Because Nomad's first action next round will not be Priest to Fire, so
Right. And then do we pass for the 2 extra coins or the priest slash worker? Because it's basically 2 coins, and we're not taking spades next turn, so it's literally just 2 coins or a priest.
it might be a point because after we take 2 Keytown, we'll have lots of power and we probably could build the dwelling that we're cult digging. So it's probably two
Oh, right, of
coins. It's
course. Right.
probably
Yeah.
2 coins and a point.
Um.
My instincts are to just take that because we just need resources, but yeah, this is not good.
What else do we do with 2 priests next turn? Um.
Just send them to air basically and get more workers, which isn't the worst.
Yeah, it comes with an extra. Well, then we'd end up closing out air next round. We can
Potentially.
go into round 6 with 5 workers, and it comes with extra power next turn, basically.
Yeah.
Um. So we have 8 coins with our power and our resources.
Yeah.
My only problem with taking the priest is if we end up with 2 priests of the cult next turn. Oh, it's probably fine. We're gonna upgrade digs and stuff. Sometimes overproducing priests can be.
I kind of am worried about overproducing priests this game. I agree. I lean towards the dwelling tile, but
I lean towards the priest, but I understand the dwelling tile.
all right.
It's
I think the priest is
but
fine.
I feel like if I can get a sanctuary to work using the priest, it feels like more stuff to me in this position. I don't know that that's correct, but those would be my instincts, like trying to just get more.
It probably is. I mean, the priest effectively is turning into a coin via power, regardless, right?
Yeah.
So it's really, do we want is it like we could get an extra coin and a point probably by taking the dwelling tile, or this is the tempo on cult tracks and stuff more important than a point and a coin? And the answer is actually probably yes. I think you're right. The more I'm looking at it. I'm probably just too paranoid about our coin levels. All the power we have can go to coins.
Yep.
It's not my dream, and I'm still a little paranoid that some of our hexes are going to disappear, but I'm hoping nomads are for some reason just going to shipping this round. Um, my instincts are that they're going to build a stronghold, but I guess if witches go stronghold, or if nomads go stronghold, they probably are going to try to take B5 away from witches. Although I guess witches are just going to double dig B5 then. I think we just cult dig D1 here. The problem with cult digging C1 is I don't actually know if we have tempo on building on it, so I think it's
Oh,
very
yeah, yeah,
risky.
yeah. Yep, I'd take D1 here.
All right.
Yep, so coins are gone. So then,
Gray, we already have Earth 1. It's Water 1 time.
yep. So here, first action for me, if witches don't go priest to fire. Yeah, so I would convert 1 coin, 1 power to a coin, and then send priest to fire because of swarmlings here. I'd rather 1 for 0s for power. I might be wrong, but
Well, I also just want this priest spot.
yeah. But in terms of the power conversion, I guess I'm getting into nitty gritties.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't want 3 for 2s that
Like as
badly.
engineers, I would probably always cycle down to always having 6 or something to take.
Oh, actually, although, do we need to worry about Water 1 rush?
Probably.
Uh,
Whoops. I never think
uh,
about water one. Well, are witches gonna go sanctuary? No, witches.
no. We are
We're
okay.
fine. We're fine.
Yeah. Witches did choose to secure their town space, so. You got here late. Yeah, so anyhow, Gray, earlier we discussed that since it's round 6 towns and it's base map swarm lanes, no landscapes, it felt pretty tempting to go for a game plan of try to hit 3 towns, which means 11 structures minimum. So Earth 1 is pretty good. Even beyond that, we opened Stronghold Temple, so just going Earth 1 into Water 1 into Air 1 on this track, I think is fine even for 7 structure swarm lanes. Um, but yeah, we do already have Earth 1. We're hoping to take Water 1 this round. And by hoping, I mean we're going to take Water 1 next action with a Sanctuary. Or is it next action?
Uh,
Yeah, I think it's just next action. We go Water 1, and then we just to make sure that somehow nobody's beating us to 2 Key Town. Although I guess I don't see how it's possible, but
yeah, I don't think. Let me see if I have an opinion
I
here.
mean, there's no rush for Priest to Air here, I don't think. Unless I guess everybody else starts going Priest to Air. But I think Nomads are double shipping. Oh, they are strong holding. Okay, so Nomads Priest are very up in the air. If Nomads take C1 on us, it's a bit of a bummer, but there's nothing we can do about it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I'd probably just go sanctuary for water one here, I guess, and not convert any power down.
Well, the downside is we have to convert a lot of power, so actually maybe it is Priest to Air because of that, right? In order to Sanctuary, we have to convert a ton of power.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I mean for coins.
I actually
Yeah.
think we do go Priest to Air because of that. We can keep milking the coin conversions here.
Oh, I see. So convert a coin down, send a priest to error because if C1 gets taken, we want the free half a coin
Yeah.
as opposed to the expensive one. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about that. So that's
Well, and we're just always going to go Priest to Air, right? Or maybe not.
Yeah. I don't see why. Well, unless we really want two spades out of the round four bonus, which will, I guess then, yeah, we would need to send a priest to water this turn if we wanted to send two more priests next turn. No, we're getting two keys. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to determine? Like whether you want double water spades?
No, it's more so if we're actually going to send this priest off at all. I think there's a possible scenario that Darklings are passing pretty soon, and that
Oh,
we really want to get on that tile as much as possible. So
okay. In that instance, yes, I think it actually makes sense for us to get through the necessary actions this turn, which is Sanctuary, upgrading to a trading post, and then we use the other moves like building a dwelling, which we should really do if we can, and sending priests off as just tempo control.
yeah, I agree. I think it's more important here to be prepared for. Well, Darkling's already passed, so okay.
Okay. And we really need what, a points action next turn? We need a
Well, or we
spade.
need to pass for coins. I don't know. I mean, we have some difficulties. C1, if Nomads does take it, which I continue to be worried about, but I'm not sure that's what they're most interested by. Um, but again, the big issue right now is that in order to make three towns, um, you can't put your trading posts in like certain locations.
Right.
Um, and so basically the problem with trying to make the southern town right now is that we probably need to build a bunch of dwellings in the west, and then where do we build our free trading post next round that's not going to cause us to make the stronghold town early? um
I see.
and the answer is troublesome, but
I see. Because if we go dwellings on D1, E1, F1, we can't keep trading post up. So we can only do
so
dwellings on the west town. We can't
so
use a tree. Hmm.
So, Gray, I did care about C1 because I think my preference is to town in the north. I think I'd prefer
Yeah.
these hexes purely because of the timing that I'm talking about. If I could just build C1 next round and A4, and then, well, then I have to be paranoid about A3, I guess. But anyhow, whatever. That's a lot of talk. We take our free trading post.
Yes. Tukey Town.
Yep, go for the easy stuff here at least.
And if the big building bonus is available, we're probably just passing.
Yeah, I think witches are just gonna pass for it. Although maybe not. They have a free cult stuff. Maybe they care about. Maybe they care about another priests. Nomads might just pass. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Secret's
we'll
already
just
just gonna
take it.
block. Okay.
Totally. He has good coins. He'll 10 coins next round and
Yeah, and he wants to
10,
build a bunch of
10
trading.
workers.
He wants to build a bunch of trading posts next round. So yeah.
Yep. Um, However, if witches do stay in the round, do we still pass because we have temple and a coins action? More witches we want. Because darklings and nomads can't.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Hmm. Gray is saying that we can take ShipTel and triple upgrade shipping. That's an option too. I guess we could just give up on the one other option that I hadn't really considered is just give up on the third town dream. But maybe I should be considering that.
Now the only consideration here is like, do nomads want us on A4 as a neighbor? Like, how much are they actually going to mess with us?
They're
Maybe a
not
lot.
they're not going to mess with us. My slight paranoia about A4 is if for some crazy reason witches fly to A3, but I think I'm still too paranoid about witches doing insane things over just completing their three towns and fighting for network. So
Where are Super's towns though? He's got what, B4, A6, A9, A7, that kind of stuff, a center one.
he
And then
might
does he just bridge D3 to C2 so he doesn't, and he's fire twoing, so maybe he doesn't care if we come as A4, like he's happy to mess with us?
I don't know.
Or does he want us there and
I don't know.
I don't know.
I am tempted to just send the priest to air here. It gives us another worker,
Um,
but
and then give witches a coin action that they desperately need.
Oh, I see. You'd rather pass. Well, and if we just take the ship tile, we do get the coins action, and we do have the option to just ship a bunch.
Yeah, and so now I don't know what I would pass for here. Ship VP or is temp ship helpful? Because then we can just take coins and we get, I don't know, a spade on C1 or hard dig it, possibly make a break for A4. I mean, it's risky because then nomads can just sandstorm A4 if they don't like us, and I don't really know what we do. I think my point is I'm passing here if if I were playing solo, and then the question is, am I taking ship VP or temp ship? And
I
I'm converting uh
So I think it depends a
to
bit on what our goal is, but I kind of am open to the idea of just giving up on the 3 town dream that I had, and we just go crazy ship scoring. We just hit, like, instead we just hit ship scoring. We just hit dig upgrades. We hit one more town in 6. We can delay that town, and it's still a good game.
So we take coins next turn, which gives us, we're going to convert 2 now. We take a coins action, that's 13 coins, plus any additional power we want to convert down. We're upgrading ship
I think we just upgrade ship 3 times, and
3
we
times.
just build a dwelling, upgrade it. Like, it's slow, but like I think we can just aim for one more town and we're fine.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. So do we just convert 2 power down, or do we convert 3 down in case we get some leech?
Well, we're about to get 11 power if I'm passing for ship scoring.
Oh, right. So we convert 4 down,
I just convert the
all
4 we
4.
have, yeah, and then I
Yep,
pass.
I'm happy with that.
Okay.
Convert 4, pass for ship scoring, open with a coins action.
Yeah.
Witches, I assume, send a priest to air here and then pass on the dwelling bonus.
You'd have to assume so, yeah. Like, now that we've left it open. I mean, witches are probably going to try to beat us on air, and I think nomads are probably going to beat us on water. They have tons of priests to spend this round. And I think, as I said a long time ago, I think Swarmlings should probably just be content with letting witches win a cult, nomads win a cult, and Swarmlings
Yep.
just win 2s, take seconds on 2. Like, I'd like to fight them a little more, but I'd also like all these priests next round. We can just sink into ship upgrades. We eventually want to do dig upgrades. We're
Hmm.
sitting right after the nomads, so like I mean, partly we'd still love to pass under their tile. So the timing this round could get a little funky.
So the things we need to do this round is we need to take coins, we need to build a dwelling on D1, and we need to upgrade it to a trading post. And then it's a question of how many times can we upgrade our ship before we have to pass to grab the nomad's pass tile. Is that correct? But I mean, the things we need to do, we have to take coins and we have to use our stronghold ability. So that's 3 actions.
Well, do we have? Yeah, we have to take our stronghold ability.
Yeah, we have to take our stronghold ability. There's a rule. Terra Mystica gods get angry.
Yeah. See, the interesting thing here is it's actually not that important for us to do it.
Really? Oh, come on. Someone in chat tell me. Is that heresy?
Well,
I
so
just would never,
if
you
we're
know,
if we're only going for one more town, we don't actually need it for our town. It certainly is 3 points, which is good, but like it's also good economically. Like we should do it, but
it's 3 points, 3 workers, and
oh,
4 coins.
no, it's a trading post round. It's a free trade. Never mind. No.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
trading post round. It's 6 points. Never mind. It is mandatory. It's definitely mandatory. If it wasn't a trading, oh, Darklings are our friends. So remember how I said witches making 3 towns might be difficult this game? Uh, Darklings are actually looking at that. I don't understand. Like I just that didn't
It's
actually make
fine.
sense. But
It's
we take our
yeah.
coins here, yeah.
We
But yeah,
take coins.
Darklings can't build more dwellings now. I guess they're going to just build trading posts and make 2 towns this game. But yeah, this is a Darklings game that I don't think has a coherent game plan and is not going according to plan. But
The other thing about the who took double dig? Oh, witches. Okay, they're just spending all their resources fighting each other.
I mean,
That's perfectly fine with me.
he didn't have a choice. So this is an interesting spot. Do we take 3 for 2s anymore?
I would not at this point.
I agree.
I don't really.
I would decline as Swarmlings. The only reason I would accept this is if we think we can still make another town. So one option is if we're triple shipping, we can build A4 this round, and we still can attempt to go for two towns in the town round.
If we go for 2 towns in a town round, can a TP be on D1?
Probably not, but if we're triple
Probably
ship
not.
again, if we're triple shipping, we can
Okay.
just build A4 and trading post A4.
Um,
Although the timing gets weird. Yeah, my instinct is to decline and just go for one more town.
Decline. Yeah, that's
All right.
yeah, a
We
decline. The reason I kind of like building a trading post on D1 is I feel like Super is more apt to, if he wants to smash A4, he's more apt to do it if he knows we're upgrading ship. And there's a slight possibility that if we do all of our other important stuff first, like build on D1 and then build a trading post, that he'll have already used his Sandstorm ability, and then we upgrade ship 3 times and then we build on A4. Might not get all that stuff because we might decide to pass, but those are the considerations right now. I'm like,
I don't know. Gray, you're saying three townie doesn't seem that difficult. It might not be. I still, it's quite a few digs. We have quite
do
a
we
few resources, but like, I don't know.
do we priest to water here just to make it difficult for nomads to secure that from us?
Well, I wouldn't because I think we want to ship a bunch, right?
Oh, of course we're shipping. Yep, stick with
Yeah.
them.
I mean,
Ignore that.
I guess we could take a priest power action and then send it to water, but
Uh,
I'm also
how?
I'm pretty on board sticking with my stated like I'll let
Yep,
nomads win a cult, let witches win a cult, and not care too badly.
yep. Seems good to me.
So I think we just build this dwelling to make a trading post, or do we just rush the ship upgrades and go for the let's trading post up over at C4?
Well, because the C4.
A4, A4.
Oh, sorry, A4. Yeah, so I don't actually know because if nomads let us get away with A4, I would much rather the trading post be there. But and I'm also not sure if we want to, like, we don't have to build D1 this turn. We just have to build a trading post somewhere. So what am I saying?
I guess
Do we do?
trading post at D1 is always fine actually, because we just don't have to build these hexes probably
Fair
before
enough.
round 6.
Then dwelling on D1, upgrade to a trading post, and then start advancing shipping
Yeah, I think that.
until we, and then well, at this point, if we upgrade shipping 3 times, oh yeah, we would convert 3 power to 3 coins and get out a dwelling on A4 if we were able to get away with it, right?
We have enough to build another dwelling on A4, if we're allowed to get away with it. Yeah. Looping way back to chat. The dark. I admit I always forget. Other players worry about connecting in situations where I would not. So you guys are correct that Darklead's triple dig was their way to connect this game. So I should always try to think about that more because it is a good way to predict players that are seemingly unpredictable. They're going to prioritize connection even if their network is horrible, and
Yep.
he was going to just probably beat our net. Actually, I guess he maybe wasn't going to beat our network without that. So I guess it's probably a swing versus us network wise, and maybe it was fine in that sense. But yeah, again, this is the Dark Leads game gone. Just it's pretty wrong, and it's a lot because he just hasn't been investing his resources efficiently. This is the position where you're hoping to be at the end of round 3, but the problem is we're ending round 4, so it's he literally is just a whole round behind, I think, where his economy should be.
Um.
So the southern area is always juicy for swarmlings, but this northern area is just much easier, and it's only one more dig. Or maybe it's two more digs. I don't. Yeah, it's two more digs. But honestly, making digs is not that hard for swarmlings once they advance dig. The one reason that I think the rest of the chat is still a little wrong for thinking that three towning looks easy is that we have a lot. I think you guys are underestimating how expensive upgrading ship 3 times and upgrading digs while still three towning is. I don't actually think that's feasible. So I think we're more likely to be two towning still, to be honest. Yes, Chris Ho, sorry. You are the one that is not saying that. A lot of the rest of chat is still like three towns is gonna happen, but
Trying to keep an
base
eye on what Super is doing. Sorry, go ahead.
but yes, chat. Basically the issue is once you triple ship and you advance digs, that's so many resources and it's great points, which is why we often suggest doing it. Like yeah, it's just anyhow, yeah, go ahead, Weber. We'll talk about other
So I
things.
think what's happening here is that Super doesn't have enough. He doesn't have water one. He's not going to take it this turn, I don't think. And so he really wants to build a lot of trading posts, and he's short on neighbors. So I think he sandstorms something next to witches and not A4 this turn. I also think that witches are going to pass before nomads, and so we can actually do all the things that we want this turn. I think
Oh,
we upgrade ship this turn and build on A4 and get nomads past tile.
you do okay, so yeah, I'm not sure we're getting Nomad's Pastel yet, but
Why not? We have one, two. Okay, we have 4 turns. We could. I guess we can't buy a priest. Yeah.
well, we could buy a priest and just not build on A4. Again, I'm not actually sure I care that much about A4 anymore. A4 is fine, but I personally am pretty on board the let's just be happy with one more town. But maybe I'm
But
supposed to get greedier.
the
It's a
reason.
lot of digs. Okay, well we're getting
Oh, here it is.
yeah, that's
Oh,
fine.
that's where his neighbor goes, and he is trying to stall us.
He is gonna stall us out then for sure.
Okay. The other reason I like A4 is because I'm happy only going one town. I would just. It would be nice if it was in round 6. And so if we build on A4, we just have other places to build structures, and then we can trigger our center west town in round
Yeah,
6.
that's fair. And we did take Earth 1. So building a
Yeah.
dwelling that gives a couple workers back and gives a bunch of free leech is totally reasonable. It does help Super a decent bit by giving him a neighbor where I think he really wants one. That's the only like slight thought about not building A4. But honestly, Super's at 19 points. I think it's fine to help him. Our game's pretty good, so Gray, you're forcing yourself to fire
Okay.
two, so you think it's more difficult? Yeah, whatever. And it is Sanctuary. Okay,
It
fine.
is sanctuary.
I'm gonna continue declining because I don't. Well, okay. So again, this is a big decision. We accept these if we think we're three towning. I personally think we're safest just going for two towns total this game.
Yeah. My tendency would be to decline, and I would still not be aware if I was getting 2 more towns, and I would just decline this stuff and get what I can.
Yeah, I mean, so this is part of why I don't think the three towns is great because I think we'd be taking a bunch of these leeches that have dubious utility.
Yeah.
Otherwise. Now, actually, maybe we were supposed to accept that one because it makes it easier to buy a priest and try to stall Super out.
Mm.
But I think Super just has too many actions. He can build 2 dwellings and 2 trading posts. That's 4 more actions.
Oh, because if we upgrade ship once more, and then we bought a priest, and we sent the priest to a to no, I don't think we could have bought a priest and then gotten the coins back from power to build a dwelling. Even with that, oh, with that leech, I guess we could have burned some power tokens. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, we're
Sorry,
about
that
to.
might have sounded
We're,
confusing on
we're
chat, but that power leech would have allowed us to buy a priest action and then send it to a cult somewhere, and then have enough power tokens in bowl 2 to burn for the coins to also get a dwelling.
oh, interesting. Witches are making a
Oh,
town ahead of time and just locks out the air cult. Reasonable, but
guess.
but
I
slightly painful.
yeah.
So witches are still going to three town this game, but
Hmm.
one of them was early, and they're still having a pretty good game. But I think we're just in the lead here, but maybe I'm overestimating certain things.
Well, it's either us or witches, right?
I mean, yeah, dark. I'm not worried about Darklings at
It's not
all.
worried about Darklings, and I don't think I'm super worried about Super's game right now.
Super might hit 4 towns, and maybe 4 towns a network would do it for him.
Oh, I that sanctuary was not for water one, it was for earth one. There's still a copy just kicking around.
Oh wow.
Classic round 4 sanctuary earth one.
Yeah.
And there's still a copy of water one. Maybe
Yeah.
witches want a point scoring favor at some point. I don't know.
I mean, witches will build a temple for water
For
one
air.
next round.
Yeah.
All right. Assuming Super builds a dwelling next to us, which maybe is a big assumption. Actually, maybe even if he doesn't, maybe we do just take the priest, because it does look like we can stall him out if we take the priest action. It might involve some painful things. Well, okay, it's less painful now. I think
Okay.
we do accept this now, right? And then just take the priest action.
Take the priest action. That'll give us 2 coins. We could send the priest to air.
I probably just send it to like earth or water just to start making sure that we just win them.
All right, but we'd have to do a worker conversion, though. Yeah, we need 3 coins for.
Oh, yeah. Anyhow, regardless, we accept this, and
Yeah,
then
accept it. Accept it, and then we take a priest.
we do try to stall out super at this point.
I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I agree. I think because it helps us stall them out, and then yeah, we take the priest here. Um,
What else can he do? He wants to build a trading post because he doesn't have water one, and it's a trading post round.
Yeah, he wants to build a
And
trading
then
post, and then he can build a dwelling, but that's two
a dwelling.
actions. So I think if we send priest to cult and build a dwelling ourselves, I think
Yeah,
we're fine. And actually, even at the end of all that, we have enough workers. We could just hard dig and turn E1 blue. Um, if we're gonna pass for a workers tile, like I think that would be fine too.
turn E1 blue. What's the pressure on E1?
Well, there's not, but what I'm saying is if we need to do another action, what's our like
Oh,
if
to stall. I see.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I'm saying if we have to, I don't want to, but if somehow I'm missing something nomads are gonna do, I think we
Yep,
actually can spend three actions. I think we can build a dwelling, we can send a priest, and I think we can just suck up a hard dig here.
I think so. And then we have a cult spade. What does next turn look like? We're gonna temple
Oh, we do
for.
have a cult spade. I forgot about that.
Yeah, but I mean, we also have shipping. I mean, we could cult spade a3 at this point.
Yeah, I guess we do. I guess we should just leave ourselves open to the three town dream.
And again, for me, it's not just a 3 town dream. It's just other places to build stuff, so we don't end up founding a town. Well, I guess we wouldn't next turn anyhow.
I mean, we're just not going to build three hexes, I think is the plan, yeah. But um
Anyhow,
anyhow,
priest to.
I see
Uh,
priest to air I see does give us power back is what your argument
yeah, we
is.
give us a full power bowl at the beginning of next turn. Priest to earth and fire. They're both uncontested. Neither give us anything other than we can lock them out with a cult step. I don't know.
Chris Ho, I did notice that we could connect potentially this game through the south if we aggressively went for it, and we could try to contest network, but I'm not actually taking that.
What?
It's nonsense. Don't listen to it.
Who's saying this?
Chris Ho, but
Oh,
he's this is classic chat leading us down nonsense. Anyhow, so you like priest to air here?
yeah, I don't know. Yes, sure. Yep. Priest air.
Yeah, I think that's
The
reasonable.
power might come in handy.
I think so. I'm a little concerned that we're floating fire and earth and just assuming we're gonna get them, but I think it's fairly
Yeah,
safe still. Nomads and witches still only make one priest each, and they still both have no shipping and need shipping. Although all the priests on the cults do pay out and they do like that. But yeah, I guess we can send more of our priests next round, although we probably want to think about advancing digs. So, do we take this? It saves us a power token, which makes it a little more intriguing.
saves us a power token. How so?
Well, it depends on how we're about to build this dwelling, but we need to do another action here before nomads pass. and
Oh,
the action is build a dwelling. And currently, I think the dwelling involves. Well, actually, I probably wouldn't have burned 3, but yeah, I think
yeah.
we
I think we take this, and I think we build on A4, and then we call spade A3,
yeah,
and we keep the four town dream alive for chat.
indeed. Uh, my instincts then are to burn 3 here and be down to 6 power tokens
Yeah.
and save all of our workers.
Yes.
All right, and then we give nomads a bit of power, but they will still be forced to pass. But Super will be very happy that we gave him a neighbor up here.
And then we agree cult spade goes on A3.
Yeah.
Um, what are we doing next turn? We're building a temple for Air 1. We are.
I think we're building a temple for Air One. We're trading post, and I think we just pass back onto the ship tile, right? I just realized, but we're gonna leave the ship tile as the last thing open. So
Um,
temple,
yeah, yep.
temple
The
air.
only consideration is that we will be overproducing priest slightly, so it would be love to get a dig. It would be awesome to get a dig upgrade in before we pass. But otherwise, we can do priest to worker conversion. We just might be slightly short workers to close. Oh no, we'll just take a cult town, and then we need 2 priests to the cults.
Yeah,
But that's 2 priests, and we want
I,
two. We need 4 priests left. I don't
I
know.
I mean we're at 75 points, and if we could hit a pass, if we just get another pass tile in
Yeah,
round 6, like I don't know, we like this. Basically, I mean, let's add up our rough points, right? We're gonna pass this round for 11. We're gonna get a temple is 15. We're gonna get dig advances is 27. We're gonna get another town 32 plus, let's call it an 8 pointer town is
yeah.
40. We pass for another
Onto the
4 on air
ship
one's
time.
44. We pass on the ship tiles 51.
Yeah.
That's 51 guaranteed points. We have 2 more trading posts, 57. A couple more dwellings is an easy 60 points more than
And
what
then
we're
we have
at.
2 cults, we'll say. So 16, 4, and 4.
I mean, whatever. We're 135 before post game. Then if we're getting 60 more easy points, so
Yeah.
um, I don't think we need the third town.
No.
I still think the third town's probably a little bold, although I'm increasingly convinced we could do it. But
Mm.
the ship tile line is just way too tempting to me. Now I'm not sure we'll have a fast enough round because it is very possible here that Witch's plan is also to just pass under the
Well,
ship tile, but
what do we need to do? On our next turn, we're going to upgrade to a trading post and convert 1 power to. Like, the coins are gone. So we just convert a power to
yeah.
a coin. We upgrade a trading post. And then next turn, we convert a
And
priest to a worker and pass.
I think I think Temple for Air One is
Oh,
still
sorry.
too
Temple for Air
valuable.
1. Of course, of
Yeah,
course, of
so
course.
I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's the issue. We have 2 actions and then a pass, and I think Witches definitely could conceive of being willing to pass before that. But
Um, yeah.
is it just Fire Two instead of Air One? So
No.
I don't think so. I just like I get that Fire Two is pretty necessary to go for the third town, and the third town is good, but Air 1 is also just a guaranteed 11, well, 7 points, where Fire 2 is a maybe it's points. I guess it's probably
Maybe
point.
it's
It's probably
13.
points. It should be pretty easy to dig, but can't I just Fire 2 in the next round then anyhow? I think I probably still just can.
Yeah, AJ, 7 points is almost as much as a town, except for it is a town round. So a town is probably
The town is definitely a bit.
8 plus
It's
5 on average. A
it's
town
a
is 13 points here.
yeah, and we do have Earth 1, Water 1, so building stuff is still valuable. So this is a very
Fritz Ho still thinks that our connection is the strongest plan. I agree. We can spend all of our resources to connect our 5 structures together.
Cult dig should have been I9. Yeah, you're right.
I know. Oh, God.
I do have Earth One. Yes, we do have Earth One over here. Anyhow, is actually I just realized is there an Air One rush? But it appears there is not. So
Uh, do we just take our? Well, we just temple right now, right?
I was gonna say we can just Air One and then do our trading post though. Originally we talked about doing it in the reverse order, but
I don't think it much matters.
I think we're doing both of them regardless. Yeah. So
So this is, I mean, there's some chance that this is gone, I guess. And there's no chance that at 0 shipping, Nomads takes. Oh, we're not even securing A3 this
We're
turn.
not necessarily. We might be.
No,
We don't. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Like
Darkling's going over there.
the problem is there's quite a few people that could pass for a tile here. I don't like. Nomads do look like. Oh, never mind. I thought nomads were dreaming of 4 towns, but I realized. Well, actually, it's a lot more digs. It's a lot more. Well, he does have two.
Sandstorm, so he needs a single spade.
Yeah, yeah, I think 4 town nomads is actually coming still. I think that's
Ah,
Super's plan,
really?
which is fun. Yeah, Super should get 4 towns.
No, he only needs one spade. West, Luckwood, I think. E3.
Yeah, he only needs 1 spade over here. He yeah
And then he just
needs
Sandstorm C2 and B3 this turn.
well
And
one of them. Yeah.
oh yeah, sorry, one this turn. He has two left.
But yeah, he needs to stay in the round. He very much needs to build
Oh
this
yeah, build
stuff.
as much stuff. That's what he's doing.
The
He needs
problem
to.
is witches are the ones that I think can pass in front of us. That's what I'm worried about passing. Witches have already done their free flight, and they've already done their they already did their temple. So I think there's a chance they pass. But I mean, we just do the free trading post here,
Yep.
and we find out what happens.
And then we convert, I guess, 4 power to coins and a priest to a worker if we have to pass. Oh no, all of our power down. We'll actually overproduce
Yeah.
because
We'll
we'll have.
see. Darkblade's already at 3 shipping. Huh, that's a great point. Yeah, Darkblades very much could have passed for the ship tile, but they choose not to. Are they taking fire too here?
I don't
I don't know either. I mean, Darkblades sort of have the like proto plan for 3 towns, but again, their
I
economy is just so bad. But they do take fire too, so.
they need 10 more digs.
So taking fire 2 is actually really intriguing in the fact that it's now going to block somebody. Super clearly needs it. Witches want it, but need it might actually be a stretch, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. Witches can survive without fire 2. In fact, that might just be their game plan. We're hoping that witches have too many resources here and too much reason to build up their economy. But they might pass for the ship tile. If they don't, I think just passing for the ship tile is such a dream for us.
Oh yeah. That is super. If he fire twos with for 4 towns, he would have to do. He would want to do that this turn for the points, but then that actually kind of hurts his economy a little bit. I don't. Can he fire two and then he can?
That's an interesting
That's all he
question.
really has to do. Like he
I
doesn't have enough resources to fire two for like temple for fire two, spade next round, and get out all this stuff. When
Well, he's gonna get a crap ton of stuff from all those towns, and he gets a ton of coins from the cults here, so I think he can actually.
oh yeah, he needs 22 resources plus a spade, which is basically 4 coins. That's 26. Uh, plus a temple.
I agree, chat. I would not pass here as witches. I think there's way too much value to just build. Like, I think witches can just go for temple for air 1, build like 2 more trading posts.
Yeah.
Uh, like they have so many resources, and they only need ship 2, so I don't even think they want to go for ship 3. So I don't think it's that incredible for them. But I mean, it depends a little bit on if they think they can play for the win or not, right? Like on some level, I think if we get the ship tile here, we just have too many points compared to everybody else just does not have points.
Well, and which is probably still get a pass tile here, right? Because
That's the
if
thing.
we
I think
pass on the ship BP, Darklings
well,
would go next, and who knows what
Darkleid's
they're doing.
but they might just take our big building tile, so then Witches needs to stall for the dwelling tile. Actually,
I
although
guess.
Witches can almost always stall for the dwelling tile, though. They're on the cult
Yeah.
step. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
If I'm witches, I'd probably if I could go that route, I would, and then I would just build out my economy further, use my cult step.
yeah.
That cult step is actually worth something on those fire and earth tracks.
See
There's
you,
probably some points there.
see you, Chris Ho. Thanks for the collection suggestions. We'll see if we can do it.
Thanks, Chris. Um,
They're really thinking about if they want to pass here. I mean, this is the only thing you could think about this long. But if they do pass, I agree. I don't even think it's that bad for us. We also just build our economy a bit more.
uh,
It's not great for us, but
witches get two more. How would you town as witches? You would dig. You would do it without a sanctuary. You would dig E11 and A11.
yeah,
It's
if
a
you
lot of
if you can keep.
resources, and then a temple for Air 1 and 4 trading posts.
All right, well, all right. The good news is they did decide to stay in the round, so I think we're clear. I don't think Super passes here. Oh yeah, wait, Super definitely doesn't pass here. He still has a Sandstorm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So all the power to coins and one priest to a worker, and
Yep.
then pass for the ship tile. Yep.
Unless, do we want workers? Do we want 3 power to a worker for some reason? Because we have 15 coins next turn.
Yeah.
16 with and then a full
Oh,
power bowl. Oh,
yeah.
we
That.
take a coins action though as well if we want it.
Mm, intrigue.
Because we want to upgrade. Oh, we should probably do some math.
Yeah, I mean, worker. The problem with three towning is that we have not built out our economy enough. So I think we have
No,
to continue to agree that yeah, three towns just not happening. Partly because by the time we advance digs and build
but
a
we
couple dwellings, we are already pretty worker tight.
and we want to advance dig twice. We have 3 digs to do in the west, E1 and F1.
Yeah, we almost certainly convert three power to a
Right.
worker.
And
Actually,
then we probably want to build. I guess we just never build on A3 if we really don't want to, I guess. And then that's all we really need. So we basically need upgrade digs, 3 single worker digs, 2 dwellings.
yep,
And is that literally all we're doing this game?
I think so. And I think
So
there's
that's
too much value to deny the coins action at the start of next round. So yeah, my instinct is three power to a worker, two power to coins, priest to worker. We pass, and then we open with a coins power action, even though we don't need it. We'll have
yeah.
we'll have 10 workers, which is enough to do what we need to.
Yeah, I mean we need 11 workers, so we'll use a priest. Um and we just take the coins to be annoying.
Yeah, that's my instinct.
Okay, then that's okay. Yep.
I
Oh,
mean,
we're converting. Oh no, we're converting a priest to a worker now and power to a worker, of course. Yeah, yeah. So we have
this still only brings us to 10 though, right?
10, and then we do another.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean this is great. We're at 93 points, passing on to a 9 point. Yeah, this is.
Yeah. Again, I mean, I did the math last round and I could do it again, but I believe we're at 135. Well, that was assuming an 8-point town. By the time we make our town, we might be looking at, I don't know, like a 6-point town. So there is that.
It's one of
But
these things I have a hard time sort of evaluating swarmlings, like how many points they're going to score, because we took Earth 1, which turns out to be not optimal for us, right? Like we would have had more points now if we just did Water 1
oh
and Air
yeah.
1, probably.
Also, we were supposed to convert two priests to workers, and Gray is yelling
Oh
at me in the
no.
chest. Yeah, because we made a temple. I forgot. We actually make three priests now.
Oh no.
Sorry, Gray, for not listening to chat.
Oh well. Yeah.
Yes, we need income displays on. Yeah, or I should have. Weber and I were in too much of a feedback loop on each other. It's just like, oh yeah, we just have to convert one. But yeah, now that is pretty. That was bad too. But
Well, this is my problem is that I
especially
have
since we
income
cost ourselves a worker that we really need. But yeah,
and
Ghostly.
the embarrassing thing is I have income displays on. I wasn't looking at them and I wasn't looking at our board. I was just doing it in my head, picturing our board, and I forgot about the temple, so I should just scroll down.
Nice, nice. Oh well. Thanks, Ghostly. Thanks. You think the third town is worth more than Air One? So Gray, I'm very curious how you think you were going to hit 3 towns this game. Like, what is your plan? So, were you going to go 3 shipping? Are you going to skip advancing digs? Like, the problem is the workers here, right? So you need a lot more workers than what I have in order to 3 town. So it means you need to build more
Yeah,
dwellings earlier, which is fine. But when are you building those dwellings?
we would have had to accept a lot of expensive leech, and I think we wouldn't have been able to pass a couple of times when we wanted to, because we would have been stuck just building out our economy a lot more.
So I agree, Gray. I can fire 2, and we could take a workers action. All of those things help get us closer. But are you not like you have to advance digs to make this happen? So the problem is this is 4 workers for the dwelling to dig, 8 workers, 9, 10,
Yeah, plus
four,
another.
14, 17, and then the digs you need 21 workers. I mean, you get 3 from a town,
Yeah,
but
we need literally 10 additional workers. If we converted all of our, I guess if we didn't mess up, we'd have an extra worker. So there's one of them. We get 3 for the town. Now we need 6 more. We take a worker town and a workers action, and then the
the
coins are there. I
the
don't know.
the way these past tiles broke, I just don't think we had enough time to build out enough dwellings. I think the only way you 3 town is if you stay in this round longer,
Yeah,
which is an option. It would have been an option, but I think this is by far just stronger. Just take air 1 and another past tile. Like I,
I think us pushing for a third town would have made sense if the pass tiles didn't break our way. We were
there
able to hit some
is
pass
there
tiles.
is a 2 worker town. You guys are correct on that. So maybe there is still a way to just you guys might be right. Maybe you can still 3 town even with this pass situation if I had taken fire 2. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I think your chat's crazy.
They're not crazy. Gray's a very strong player, and some of them are. Like the town is worth a lot because another town in a town round is very good, even if it's not a great town. Air 1 is great. It's still good, but it is only 7 points. If Fire 2 gets you another town, it's better. And again, building all that stuff is worth things to us because we did take Earth 1.
Thanks, chickens. I agree, and I'm normally one of the crazy people in Ryan's chat saying things. Obviously.
I mean, chat is crazy when they're suggesting our connection line. That's.
Yeah. No, no.
You think we'd be coin short too? I mean, we're gonna have a lot of coins after taking a coin action, but I guess I agree. Like that's the problem. Like I I'm partly speaking from experience here. Like I have played Swarmlings quite a bit, even on like Snellman, trying these things, and the old plan on Snellman used to be like you would always aim for 3 towns and you'd play Swarmlings more normal, which meant you would spend a lot more power doing digs, you would make 3 towns, and it often meant you would skip trying to score off of ship scoring or dig advances. And the thing that kind of Logus and others helped teach us all is that playing Swarmlings when you just go for 2 towns, you go for the ship advances, you go for the dig advances,
Hmm.
that tends to just be stronger than stretching for a third town. Now, this
Yeah.
track is certainly one where pushing for a third town maybe does pay out, and we did take Earth 1 into Water 1 into Air 1, so
Yes.
building more stuff maybe works. But even with all of that said, the way this game broke for us and that we could just go 3 shipping in round 4 and then we had to pass early, but we kept hitting the pass tiles. I agree. I'm not convinced that the town line is actually stronger here, but it is it's a very fascinating one, and maybe I'll get greedy or I'll get crazy and I'll go do the 4 player hot seat thing I've done in the past and play it out later. But anyhow, we agreed that taking coins
Coins.
is, although actually everybody does need coins, or not really, but whatever, we'll just take them.
Yeah.
But I forgot, like all those cult events really help. The next thing to do is probably, I guess, Priest to Fire, Priest to Earth.
Yes. Uh, who's more likely to send a priest? Because we don't want to do both. Unless we take a priest town. No, because we need both of the other priests to advance digs before we get our next town. So we can only send a priest to one of those cults. Oh, obviously fire makes probably more sense because there's only one cult spot left, one priest spot left.
Yeah, I'm a little worried that if like super witches send their Priest to Fire, they could actually pass us. But Four town nomads games are super fun. I agree. Super going for a four town nomads and presumably
Yeah, this
pulling
is
it
great.
off. It looks like he'll pull it off. Um,
I think he takes single spade here because he has more coins than workers and builds a dwelling on. Oh no, he doesn't have
yeah, he doesn't have
a dwelling.
dwellings. I mean, he also really needs fire too. I'm not actually sure he has enough. The problem is he needs to, in order to do it, he needs to temple and three trading posts and three dwellings, which he has the coins for, but the workers. That's 11 workers. Okay, he's close. He should make it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, the fact that Super is pulling off four towns here is a lot because Darklings aren't on the hexes that he's supposed to be. So,
all right, so he takes that single spade just to lock it up and then declines building here.
yeah, that makes sense. He needs it and he knows that we're not going to mess with it.
So our next turn is just priest to fire and then upgrade dig twice.
I think so. I mean, I don't see any way that we get blocked on our town if we are a bit slow about. Although, actually, wait a sec. Do we need the priest to worker still? We do, don't we? Yeah, never mind.
Uh,
Yeah, we can't actually go priest to fire. We talked about this.
I know, but that was so long ago.
Yeah,
One, two,
yeah.
three.
I mean, the real sad thing again is that we threw away a
We
worker,
need,
so that was
we
the
need
real
11
issue. But
workers. Yeah, we totally need it. Unless, yeah, we take a 2-for-1.
yeah, and I guess I would take a 2-for-1 because that's essentially buying a priest, which I'm happy to do, I think. But
Right.
yeah, look, it's classic. It's classic me. I didn't actually lock up cults. I partly let Weber talk me into this priest to air, which probably was correct. Although, yeah, I mean, not locking down the cults is definitely a bit of a questionable choice here. We do get fire 2 for the witches, so if we really hated super for some reason, we could fire 2 block him right now.
And then not finish our town. Um,
Yeah, no, it seems pretty bad.
yeah, what seems bad actually is not getting a priest to fire. I think we take a priest to fire and then hope that super builds on
Oh,
E3 in time. Hmm?
that's I think that's crazy risky.
Is that super risky?
It doesn't seem worth the risk.
Fair enough.
Even if we lose fire, I don't think we're losing the game. I think if we lose our town, maybe we lose the game.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so we're just upgrading dig here.
Yeah. I mean, again, like if we hit 135 points, as I think we do after passing, even if we get only 16 cult points, that's still over 150.
Yeah,
Are any of these players actually hitting 150? I mean, Darkling's clearly not concerned at all. Witches, maybe. They have a town, they have a pass tile, they have.
a cult,
Well,
maybe 2 cults.
do they tie for network win? I don't know. Super is offering us a 3-for-2 here.
Um, it's sort of at an awkward spot because we take it and then we just go priest of fire. It's kind of annoying. But do they need both of their? They need both of their priests for shipping, unless they take a ship town or a priest town or
There is a
priest.
priest town for them that they might take with their next action. Yeah.
Uh, I don't know. Otherwise, it's coins we're not going to use. It's a fairly expensive. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, we will have an option at the end here to just temple for Fire 3, because we'll get 3 workers back from the town as our Swarm Leads ability. It would cost us 1 air 1 point, but
So is it better to
I think we
take
decline.
this,
I think we decline.
decline it? Yeah,
Yeah, I think we decline it.
fair enough.
But yeah, not
Yeah,
being.
we did not play very culty.
Yeah, well, we didn't close it out, which is a problem. Not converting the last priest last round is really hurting. Yeah, I agree.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
Is it
also,
is
hmm?
4 towns in a town round nomads a threat? They might be. Nomads have 3 more towns now after they took that one. But the problem is that's still only going to bring Super to like 100 points after taking all those towns. He doesn't get that much from building all these trading posts because he doesn't have Water 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then he wins network, so that's 120, and then a bit of cults. Like I just don't see how super hits 150, right? Like
Right.
it's not there. So
Well, I
that
mean, to answer your question, it's because Ryan and I are both chatty Cathys and just talked at each other for like 5 minutes and distracted both
it
of us.
well, and I think the thing that actually really messed
Sometimes
us
we're
up
working against
is
each other.
both of us were like, oh, we have to convert a priest to a worker. So we thought
Yes.
we had already covered the priest portion. We were like, okay, we were smart. We covered that.
Yes.
But then we built a temple for Air 1 that round, which of course we did. That was part of the plan. And then we both forgot about the fact that, oh, wait, we actually make 3 priests now. And so I think that was kind of the real issue is like, I think we both mentally were just like, okay, we checked our power levels, we checked our priest levels, we're okay. Uh, but yeah, it was bad. Gray yelled at us repeatedly in the chat, and I wasn't paying enough attention. And now you're rightly giving us our comeuppance. So yes, Gray, I know you warned us repeatedly. I'm sorry, I didn't watch. Oh, I didn't watch.
And everyone is just saying it's actually just factually because of no income displays.
I mean, they're not that wrong. So like,
No, it's true.
all right, the Priest of Fire does happen. Big sad, but it was pretty clear that was coming. So
Yeah.
that's all right. We advance digs. Keep it happening. Please don't.
Please
Super
don't what?
Super can't build his dwelling, so he's hoping that we don't hate. Like we could dig his yellow hex and he would not hit 4 towns. But
Should we put one worker? I mean,
we don't have workers. We literally don't have extra workers.
it's true. Yeah.
That's the funny thing. Do witches screw us on Earth too? I think it's very unlikely that witches could beat us on the Earth cult as well, but I don't know. I mean, the thing is, Super is eventually going to feed us some 2-for-1s up in the north when he trading posts, which I think is what he does right here. Actually, no, he probably builds it in the center. I don't know. Super has a lot of problems. He has a lot of tempo issues. Anyhow, I might take those 2-for-1s, because they would save us a priest. And sending a priest to Earth at least looks very reasonable, but
Yes.
4-town life is not easy indeed. Oh, we could triple dig the yellow and then have access to the blue. Hmm, that is true.
But then he would just
He could
sandstorm it,
he could sandstorm the blue in
which is just as good for him because he's down to 3 towns at that point anyhow, so he might as well just sandstorm E4.
yeah. We're not gonna get into Sandblast Wars. As I already did the math, I'm not actually worried about Super Zardy this game anyhow. So I think witches are the only ones to actually be concerned about potentially winning uh against us. And going back to the witches math, I don't well, I don't know if the witches have the well, okay, so if witches double dig, they're gonna tie super on network. So 15 points of network, another town is 35 more points. Pass is 43-ish points, a couple water 1 points, about 50, some advanced ship, maybe 60, and then pretty good cults, so like 20, like 80. Yeah, so witches are the competition here. They're pretty close to what we're doing. Fair enough, Lumen. Quietly doing things in your head and clicking buttons is very reasonable. Uh,
But I feel sorry, go ahead.
anyhow, I think our game's still quite strong here. I think we might be getting the 11-point towns in some crazy world too. I'm not quite sure. The towns are certainly running dry, but
Our next 3 turns are fairly like there isn't going to be any variance there, right? We're just digging E1, building a dwelling, digging and building a dwelling on F1, taking a town key.
Yeah.
Sorry,
And,
okay.
and I think we're just rushing it because we just want higher VP towns, although it's kind of unlikely we're gonna get them because yeah, witches indeed do take the priest town. But yeah, I'm just gonna take this hex. There's no way this
Mhm.
goes wrong, and then yeah, it
I mean, Super
does.
might need an econ town to finish his.
Oh, he needs econ
So,
towns, but
so
no.
the,
Oh, do we just get the 11 pointers? What you're
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah. So like Super just like builds on E3 and then takes like coins.
Actually, no. He could. I think Super could afford to take the 11 pointer and then
And
take
then do
econ
an econ.
towns. Yeah. Although actually, he might need the worker town. Oh no, he hasn't. He has exactly enough workers. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So this is just 11 points.
Yeah, he's gonna take the 11 pointer, so that is gonna be a sadness for us. But oh well,
So we just take the worker town.
probably. Yeah, that is the 11 pointer.
Yeah.
I can take this 3 for 2, which is buying us a priest, and then I can send the priest to Earth. That's 2 points for a priest is painful still, so probably not. But
But then okay. But then how are we locking up Earth? Are we getting another priest to Earth?
yeah, I guess we can't guarantee it, so we probably do take this. The priest getting a priest to Earth is still probably too valuable, but I hate paying the 3 for 2. Yeah, part of the problem is Super is definitely going to give us a 2 for 1 very shortly. So I guess one option is since we have a bad town coming in anyhow, I could just dig the gray hex to. Oh, I can't dig it green, can I? Well, shit.
Why would you want to dig it to green?
To slow play it until Super gives us a 2 for 1 leech that I actually want to accept.
Right.
Because
The
Super's going to give us a 2 for 1 leech up in the
I think the other
north.
problem though is we just want to found our town before Super takes the last worker town, because then we're down to a power town,
I mean, the difference
which
there is
isn't
not particularly important, right? It's 7 points
okay.
and 2 resources versus 6 points and 4 resources. I mean,
Okay. It's yeah.
it's 1 resource worse, which is something, but it's not a huge. So your instinct is we just take this. It's essentially paid 2 points for a priest, and we're okay with that.
What else are witches doing? They founded all their towns. They're going to upgrade ship twice, so they
Uh,
have no more priests. So they
I
might
I
temple.
originally thought they were going to try to fight for network because nomads are clearly getting to 15, but yeah, I mean they have to advance ship twice. So unfortunately they might temple, but because they have water 1, they should presumably just build a trading post, and then we should be able to just temple for fire 3. But they also have enough power that they might be just taking a priest. I don't know.
So do we temple for fire 3 and get a priest to Earth? Is that what this leech allows us to do?
Probably. I mean, we could temple anyhow. Anyhow, we're being very slow, so.
I don't know. I decline it probably
All
and
right.
wing it.
Okay.
Oh, witches don't have temples. Yeah. So witches could buy a priest and send it to Earth, and we get fire either way if we temple for fire 3.
What?
Lewin pointed out that witches don't have temples, so there's no way for them to like close out fire or like temple beat us on Earth.
Oh, he'd have to sanctuary. Okay, that makes
He has a
sense.
sanctuary, which assuming he isn't going to do. He might buy a priest and send it to Earth, which is probably still fine.
Yeah.
So we just take a worker town.
Yeah, the other stuff doesn't.
I think that's
Well,
fine.
the power town, I guess, gives us the chance at
To
wheeling
get a
the priest
priest.
power action, and the workers aren't doing us anything.
Um,
We're taking 1 resource less, but I don't know if it's actually costing us anything because of. I can't do the math this quickly, and I don't know if I care.
I just think witches might take the priest down. You might be right. My intuition is I would just snap up the worker town without thinking about it. I'm not sure if it's
All
correct,
right,
but
we're gonna
this
not
is
we're gonna not think about it.
yeah.
So because we're swarm leads, we already got enough workers in order to temple to take fire.
Hmm.
So we didn't have to worker town in order to get the workers needed. Um,
And I think we just temple for fire 3 next move, and then if the priest comes back to us, we buy the priest, and then we send a priest to Earth.
yeah, yeah.
And
And I guess in the worst case scenario, the witches take a priest and tie us on Earth. That is
yeah,
annoying, but
yeah. Um, yeah.
but our points are looking really good. We're gonna pass for 12 is 133. We still have a free trading post is 136. Then we
I
have like
guess
two
if we
points.
have the resources, we probably do build a dwelling. It's a sixth of a point better. I don't know what the rounding on the resource points is. It might be the case that it
It might matter. I mean, I agree. We'll probably just build it because we
build
can,
it.
but but yeah. Uh, Overall, I think we did a lot of things very well this game, and
Mm.
it swarm leads for 30 are just can be monsters. They just can produce so many points. Uh, but yeah. All right. Oh, Loki, don't start getting crazy, buddy. I'm gonna upgrade where nobody gets powered. We're just taking fire 3.
Yep.
It's slightly sad, but we're spending a bunch of points to deny. I mean, the swing here is why this is very valuable. Witches are our only
Yeah, I mean,
competition.
it gets us a point and minus 4 to witches, but it's still 1 point for
Well,
us.
we lose a point on air 1, so we
Oh,
spent
fair enough. Fair
we
enough.
we spent 4 points in order to get 4 points, but more importantly, we knocked 4 points off of witches. We did get three
Right.
resource. We did get 3 power back. So,
Yeah.
but because of Air 1 and the fact that we spent so many resources in general, I wouldn't do this with too
No.
much glee. But 2 for 1 is pointless.
No,
Yeah,
because we have power for a priest.
yeah. If we could get
Unless witches
actually, the
don't take
priest
the
action's already
priest.
gone, so never mind.
Oh, that was our 5 power priest option for a
Darkleads,
point.
Darkleads took it. That's we wouldn't have even had enough still, right? Like,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So, but oh well. I'll go ahead and build the dwelling then. Right.
Mm, unless
The dwelling actually matters.
wait, do we have enough for power conversion for a worker and a coin? Can we build a trading post? Oh, we don't have a neighbor.
Yeah, we don't have a neighbor. We didn't build next to people.
Okay.
But you're right. The trading post would have been tempting conversion, but the dwelling is fine here actually though, because yeah, it turns out that we have just enough resources that building the dwelling actually does net a point anyhow.
Oh yeah. There you go. Oh, Ultima is saying that if witches use their stronghold next
Yeah,
to us, I doubt that's gonna happen.
that
But yes.
it seems unlikely. I mean, I'm not quite. I originally thought witches were going to try to tie us or try nomads on network, but it appears witches are content to just take second on network. But the fact that he's taking second on network is a good sign for us as well. And wait, he didn't 5 power priest there. He just used up too much of his power, and he doesn't have temples. I don't think he's actually going to contest us. Like he has to advance ship, and then he can't possibly take a favor tile, nor could he send a priest. So he actually just let us
Yeah.
win Earth. So yeah, never mind. We
And
for sure.
second on water. So we're actually getting 2 firsts, 2 seconds here in all our laziness.
Yeah, I mean that was originally my goal, right? So,
Yeah,
but
lazy.
it's a for sure win if witches aren't going to contest us on the cults more. Can I build dwelling in the center? Oh, I could have built a dwelling in the center, but I would prefer not to give anybody free power. I just built away from everybody, but yeah. Could have swarm lead ability first. I could have. What does that get us? That gets us the dream of possibly building the trading post?
Yes,
I see. I could have held out dreaming for the trading post life.
feels really mean. Oh no,
Oh, Darklings are gonna kill his. Yeah, Darklings can dig and reach it.
it is
I mean,
mean.
this is the tough part of Four Town life. If you leave hexes for so long, but I mean, to be fair, it might maybe that buys Darklings third place.
Yeah,
Maybe it might. Probably not still, but
I don't know. He has a 23-point lead. How I guess nomads have call points on him and
Nomads have
network.
network and yeah, network. Nomads have plus
Yeah,
12 on network and plus some cults. Although Darklings have a few pass points. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it
or
might.
yeah, I'm gonna come dead last. If you do that, well then he should do it because that means that Darklings won't come dead last. 4 town stream. Yeah, I mean he shouldn't feel too bad about doing what he needs to do to not be in fourth place.
Yeah, I agree. Darklings definitely should dig, to be honest. But I mean, Super's allowed to plead his case if he wants. But yeah, if it does allow Darklings to come third,
That's nice.
but you've asked
I mean,
nicely. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Who really cares if you're coming third or fourth, probably, right? So, uh, but yeah. Anyhow, our next action is to pass. Oh no, not pass. Trading post.
whoa,
Free
he's
trading
just giving him
post.
the town.
Free trading post. He is. Yeah, he said he was. That I mean, that he said he asked nicely. Super made his case. It worked. He pleaded and groveled his way into this.
I I don't think that's correct if you're going to come in fourth. Like I think it does like winning third over fourth matters. I don't know. Like
He should have dug. Yeah. But whatever.
I don't
It,
know, that's fine.
yeah, it doesn't really matter. I mean, to be honest, again, I'm not even sure how much digging actually matters. Wait, he can still dig. Super still can't lock up all these towns. Super still has to go trading post into a dwelling. Yeah, I suspect he's still getting blocked. Although
Yeah,
I forgot Super had two more towns. I think Super's always ahead of Darkleeds here anyhow then. Even if Super loses one of these towns, I think I think he just wins, but we'll see. Are we winning? I think we're winning.
we're at 160 here.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we're winning. I mean, witches just have second on network and like they have okay cults, but I mean, I gave them I think more cult points than they're actually getting because really the problem is like witches had such an ability to go for swings against us on the cults, and they didn't really prioritize it here at the end. So anyhow, as we're wrapping up, yeah, my main comment are that swarmlings are occasionally just stupid in how they just like uncontrollably make points. You just take Earth
Mhm.
one, Water one, you just you take the two key town. It's almost formulaic at times, but yeah, the pass tiles did work quite nicely overall. We were able to get big building
Hmm.
twice, shipping twice.
Yeah, and we did big building for 8 points both times. So, or
No, it was 4 points in
we had
round
four
two, right?
points,
Yeah,
4, 8, 9, and 9 on the pass. That's
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
awesome.
yeah, exactly. We got 30 pass points in the setup, which is a lot. The track was still quite good for us, even though we only hit one town. I mean, we hit everything else as
Hmm.
well, though. So like,
Yeah.
we got good cult points.
I think the call points are a good break for us because the fact that we upgraded shipping. I mean, my suggestion of priest to air was obviously silly. We should have just sent one to fire or something just to make it easier for us to lock one up. But having said that, it kind of turned out because we upgraded shipping, which was like a whole round not contesting anything on the cults and an investment of an additional 3 priests that you might not otherwise, like if the trading post bonus was in the game.
Yeah.
And yet we still got looks like 24 cult points here, I guess, unless
I
which is
I
I don't
I
know.
I think it's 24 call points, although witches actually can 5 power priest now. I don't
Right.
know. They did pay for a 4 for 3 on leech, which seems
Ugh.
incredible, but I guess paying 3 points in order to send a priest to Earth is actually worth it.
I get well, it's 2 points for you. It's 2 points for witches, -2 for us.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
What?
It's a 4 point thing. Like, although I guess it's another resource point. Yeah, I don't know. It's neutral.
I guess it's neutral, and that's it. Yeah, if there's in second place, then it's neutral.
I mean, at this point, they should know with certainty that they are.
Oh no, and that was an
What is
advance. Oh, advance in the
advanced?
exchange track.
Wait,
Exchange track.
what?
Oh, they don't connect.
Okay. Yeah, I think that was a mistake.
Yeah,
He needed to advance shipping, surely, right?
yeah.
Or can he dig and build a dwelling now? Oh, he could dig and build a dwelling to connect.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna dig and build a dwelling. But I am not sure that was correct either,
wait.
but oh
How does he
well.
dig and build a dwelling? He needs 3 workers.
No, the gray, right?
Yeah,
Uh
but he only upgraded digs once, so he needs 2 workers.
oh, duh. He doesn't have fully advanced digging. I don't know. Witches might have just completely thrown. Oh, he can fly. I see. You guys are right. He still has the
Oh, he
stronghold.
just
He
that's
he digs and he hopes Darklings doesn't mess with him, which I guess yeah, Darklings can't anymore.
Darklings can't. Okay, fair enough. That was yeah, that's
That's
interesting.
that's risky. That seems very wrong to me over just advancing ship, right? Like you got 2 more points, but like, and he gets to network 14, which doesn't matter because nomads are getting to 15 network anyhow. But oh well. Anyhow, Loki, you're a good boy. Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying this a bit earlier, but then we got busy doing stuff. But I always have a hard time. You're just passing here, right? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, you're just passing here. Um, I often have a hard time evaluating how good swarmlings are going to be in a setup, and they seem to always just magically invent points. Some games like Swarmlings just have explosive games, and other times they don't. And it's just, I find it's just hard sometimes, yeah, to know based on a setup like how how much Swarmlings are going to need to be bid down, and like yeah, just
The,
how well they're going to be able to hit pass tiles and stuff. I find it's just quite all over the place. Other factions I tend to have a good sense of it, but Swarmlings are one of those ones that are tricky.
the pastels definitely broke extremely favorably towards us. Getting 30 points on the passes, I think, very
Yeah,
unlikely here. But I mean, I think we were always going to get about at least 15-ish, maybe a little more, because Swarmlings can just prioritize passing and they have such flexible rounds. That's part of the advantage also of going for the
right.
7 structure Swarmlings is because you don't care as much about building out your economy. You're just like, oh, I can advance digs and then just keep
Pass.
spending workers to like stall out or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
It gives you a lot more flexibility to make sure you're hitting pass tiles, which I think is the other strength of the that. But I mean, yeah, Swamplands could just be like quite resilient when played this way too. And so yeah, I think they were always going to have a pretty good game here, and it was just how good. And this worked very well. I think I do think the bidding probably was just. I think we were supposed to go for Swarmlands even earlier. Um, But
Right.
it's a little hard to say because Darkleid's definitely through some really confusing stuff this round. Like Darkleid's game plan did
Hmm.
not turn out working. Witches did hit 3 towns, but it was painful for them. It did cost quite a few digs, and Witches wound up never taking. Yeah, I mean they didn't get Earth one, and they took a pretty late water one that I just don't think they got
Hmm.
many favor points.
Hmm.
Um, I mean I think they're still second, but maybe Super did catch up to them. I'm not sure, but
I mean, style points to super. You know, 4 towns is a lot of fun. All connecting on one shipping. All of his structures incorporated into a town into towns.
yeah, well, I mean, so the only way to hit
It's pretty
four
cool.
towns, I was gonna say, the main way to hit 4 towns is exactly this build, right? You
Right.
build
Right.
15 structures, and it usually involves, yeah, a stronghold town, a sanctuary town, and these other towns. Like this is the formula, and so you have to be very precise during like the whole game usually in order to like think through this. And I mean, I
Hmm.
think at times I called that he was kind of looking at 4 town game plan, though just the way he was building and prioritizing hexes, it looked like he was trying to go for it the whole way. But yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that was great. Witches are saying that they think they should have blocked the ship VP.
It's possible. It's possible, but I'm not even sure that matters. I mean, we're 20 points ahead, right?
Yeah.
So like there's more that needed to happen than just that. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, like everything went quite well here. I'm just looking at our power action breakdown.
Hmm.
We bought 2 priest, 2 coins actions, and 1 double dig. That seems
Hmm.
pretty good. Actually, a bit light for how much power Swarmblades get, but oh well. And
I
then
guess we just used coins collected by conversion 16. I don't
we
know what.
did, but yeah, the
Yeah.
round tiles we hit pretty well. I mean, other factions did better, but yeah, we got all the point favors and scored a great amount there. Our opponents did not do particularly well on points favors. I think that was an interesting thing. Like none of them did great on that category. We hit the bonus
No.
cards super well. And then yeah, just good cults, advanced dig, advanced ships, all of that's points. So we started at 30.
Yeah.
Didn't pay too much in leech either. So witches got a ton of leech, which helped that fuel like their pretty big game. But yeah, uh,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
No, very cool. Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
yeah. I mean, ultimately the Dark Leads game plan, I agree. They didn't have a good enough game plan. I don't want to like hammer it too much because I'm sure they also know it wasn't great. But basically, I mean, I think the real answer is Darklings had the ability to take a worker's power action and build 2 dwellings in round one and passed on
Yeah,
that. And that, again, I think that just set them back a whole round, like the entire game. They could have
for sure.
opened Temple 3 dwellings. Instead, they ended round two with Temple 3 dwellings and 2 shipping. But um, that's not. Yeah, it wasn't great. But oh well. And if they start somewhere else, who knows how the game goes. But broadly, it looks like I think bidding on all these factions is probably about right. I think Swarmblades probably
Hmm.
did get a bit of a deal, which I think was kind of somewhat what I said. But then, yeah, the game broke about as well as it could have. We still got
Hmm.
2 firsts and 2 seconds, even though we were very not protective of the cults.
Yeah,
So
that was a nice break for us. For a while there, it felt like we might lose 3 cults or something and be getting like, I don't know,
yeah,
8, 4, 4, and 2, or it was looking ugly there for a bit on the cults. But um, what do you think Super could have, like, Nomads could have done here to sort of to do a bit better, to score higher? It
probably
seemed like they had
just
a strong open, and I don't know,
probably
4 towns is always fun, but
Yeah, probably just give up the 4 town dream and
yeah,
take an earlier Earth one Water one. I mean, I'm not sure,
right,
but I, it's hard to say. Like, I mean, on some level, 160 is just very hard to hit. So like,
yeah,
I don't know if anybody's gonna equal our game, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, ultimately, yeah, I'm very glad that you joined me. Any comments from anybody in chat or you?
None from me. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. It was appreciate you inviting me on. This is a really cool format to do. I definitely recommend it if other folks are interested in doing this, just to hit Rainier up because yeah, it's always fun to play games and talk through stuff. I find I always learn a lot doing it this way for sure. So
Yeah,
um,
it's been a
yeah, great
really
format. Thanks for streaming these.
yeah, it's been a great format. I'm excited to keep doing them. Yeah, people reach out. I keep looking for everybody on Thursdays. Gonna try to keep this kind of same time slot. We'll keep doing it. Uh, if any of you are looking for more of Weber's thoughts, you can find him streaming at Twitch TV/WeberAJ.
Mhm.
I don't think you. I also don't think you have set schedules, right? But
Not really, no,
yeah, that's
no.
fine. But plenty of Terra Mystica content to find. He has some great stuff. He also does some all-player kind of open table commentaries, which are good fun, and
Mhm.
just some other arena games and stuff too. So all you people that want lakes, you can go bug him about it. You can,
Yeah,
uh,
love
but
going.
but yeah. Otherwise, it was a great game. Nice to get a win. You're the first teammate to pull off the win, so congrats on that.
Oh, yeah.
Better than Nerdcube. That's really what we've learned. So,
That's all I strive for in life.
all right, excellent. Well, I'm gonna wrap up then. Thanks all for watching, and we'll catch you around in the future. See y'all.